Let's go live. You're live.
Oh,
we are live.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, ready. Oh man, we already have someone viewing. That's amazing.
Who's watching?
Welcome. You're the first viewer.
I am. I'm the viewer.
Okay.
Yeah. It's great.
Okay, get ready. Watch your ears.
Wait, I'm not the viewer.
I don't have any ears.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey! You're listening to Real Movies with Real Men, the world's first and only movie talk show podcast, baby! Love is a force of nature. I think we all know what kind of force they're talking about. The anal kind. Am I right, guys? Yeah.
Ow.
Honey Danny with me as always, nature's biggest oversight, Muller.
More than love makes a party. More than love gets me to the church on Mull.
You're no longer allowed to sing them, Muller. With us as well.
They're so easy.
Only thing gayer than the movie we watched. Great.
Yep.
You can't deny it.
I can't.
And joining us today, speaking of anal, back again, Richard.
Thanks for having me. Is what I said to him.
Thanks for coming.
Is what he said to me.
So perhaps a little more story time with Richard. Some of my tales growing up.
Please.
I recall. This is a quick one, but it's the time I witnessed a man do perhaps the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
I know which one this
Get
is.
himself killed.
Yeah, I knew this was coming.
It's a low bar too with Richard. I'm excited to hear this.
This
I
is the
think
dumbest
it actually
thing
might be
Richard's
the
ever
closest I've ever seen to someone getting killed in real life. We were in front of our buddy's house, longboarding, because that's what we did at the time. Just kind of, whatever, cruising up and down the street, just in front of his house and sliding and whatever. And then I don't remember exactly how, but your longboard, like you didn't, this was again back in the poor Richard days when you didn't have any money, but you had acquired a longboard. And of course, you did not have the means to replace said longboard. So this longboard, it shot out somehow, I don't know, from under your feet or whatever, and then it went like it was about to fly like under a car.
That was good.
So,
A moving car.
thinks, I can't
It was into the street.
Yeah, it was onto like a main road at this point.
So you're on the sidewalk?
This
Like
I was on the sidewalk, board went flying into the street.
Okay.
And I looked at this motherfucker in the eyes.
So Richard's car is about to go under some guy's car. Richard's longboard is about to go under some guy's car, and you can't have anything as precious as his longboard. So he throws his body over top of the longboard, and
to protect it from the car.
No, because I watched the guy look at me, and he had the look of I'm gonna run over this kid's longboard. So I was like, "Try me, bitch!" So I played chicken.
I'm gonna say your head was probably less than half.
Yeah,
a
it was
foot
right
from
here.
Being under the front tire of this
It was
car.
right here.
So close.
Yeah.
Off for this is his life, his brain for a longboard. It's pretty incredible.
Thanks.
Did he get out and yell at you or something?
No.
No?
No, but you
He
can
kept
tell.
going.
Like I don't think I actually saw the guy's face, but you could tell.
It was a
like,
woman, I think.
Almost the body language of the car. It's like you could feel the terror in the driver just from watching the car like kind of slow down and not quite stop because it doesn't know quite what to do because nobody expects that someone's going to throw their head under the vehicle. You could just feel the terror oozing from the vehicle. It's too funny. So that's what you're dealing with.
So I have a major success to announce
Oh,
from
man.
our podcast. If you guys remember, this is a sponsor success. If you remember last week, our sponsor was the Rape Apologist PR Group. Who they pre-write your apologies if you're a celebrity in a sex scandal, so you can get those apologies out real quick. And it's been announced James Gunn has received a letter of support from all his fans and all the cast of Guardians of the Galaxy, urging James Gunn's job back for the Guardians of the Galaxy, and it's all because of the Rape Apologist PR Group who got his apology out so quickly. That they've garnered the support of everyone
Except for Disney. the guy. The one
Except for the support
The
that
ones,
matters.
the ones that pay him.
The ones that he lost.
The system works.
This works.
That they will never go back on because they're in the middle of that merger with Fox. And they don't want to fuck that up.
Nope.
Our podcast definitely made this happen.
Doing the Lord's work.
Yeah. So we've been getting into a good disagreement lately about what things are objective and subjective, which is a very boring headline for this. So I was having breakfast with Richard this morning.
Oh, breakfast.
I had lunch. It was weird.
Yeah, and he starts telling me, you know how on your phone you can do that instead of typing, you can swipe it, like you can draw you can draw the from each letter, from one letter to the next letter with your finger without taking your
You're about
thumb.
to say it's faster.
Yeah.
It's like cursive. It's not faster. It's not faster.
So Richard starts.
I don't use it, but I know most people do. I would be inclined to think it is faster.
See?
Despite not being someone who
I disagree.
So this.
But I don't base that on anything other than most people seem to text faster than me.
So this is where. So last week we were in discussions about cars. We've had discussions about breakfast and all sorts of what's objective, what's subjective, and this is a plague on our culture at this moment.
Our culture.
So it absolutely
I
is
only
because.
have this conversation with you because you're the only one who doesn't seem to understand.
No, you're the plague on the culture that you seem to think things are subjective
But I'm
that
not
aren't.
plaguing any culture. I don't have this conversation with anyone but you. So
Yeah, because
it's not
all
a
the other
huge-
people in the culture agree with you. So of course you don't have that discussion with them because you already think in the same way of subjective manner. So let me make this clear. So my next
I don't think you're capable of making anything clear.
my next comment is okay. Well, let's do a words per minute typing
this was
test.
Weird. It was like
So
he was in a thing and I was just eating my food. He was like, we'll do a typing test and find out. And I was like, yeah, we should do that sometime. And then I was just having a conversation with somebody on my phone. He's like, see, I just did a typing test.
In terms
He's
of
a weird guy.
In terms of what's faster, that wouldn't fall into what's objective and subjective. That would just be objective because you can measure how fast something is. You can't measure how good a chicken
Right.
is.
Well, but this is exactly. But this isn't how the conversation went, though. So I say, okay. Well, I've done my words per minute, characters per minute, or whatever test. It says 395 characters per minute.
How do you type?
I just type with two hands with my thumb.
thumbs.
Yeah,
Two
two
thumbs.
thumb typing versus swiping letter typing. And then immediately after, Richard goes, "Oh, well, that it's what you prefer. It's a subjective thing, anyways. It's not so."
I didn't say subjective. By
You
the way.
both do the same test.
I said it's a matter of preference what you use, and so he took that as like, oh, it's subjective.
But we frame the conversation of this faster. It's like it's not a matter of preference which is faster. It's you might prefer typing slower, and I have no problem with you just being honest that you don't mind typing like a slow
It
pump.
does sound like you guys are having two different arguments.
Yeah.
The one's about preference and the one's about which is faster.
Well, it's faster.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't do the swipe thing, but I know most people do, and I feel like I'm a bit slower texting. But I don't like. I turn my phone sideways. I don't like that skinny, shitty keyboard.
I mean,
I feel like I text slower than most people, but that would be my preference.
Preference. Like, yeah.
You still don't understand the objectives.
I'm pretty quick at it, so that's my preference. Like,
so it's quicker, is what you're saying.
no, I'm pretty quick at it.
Well, what does that mean?
That means if I was to switch to using my thumbs, I would go slower than I am at using the swipe.
So do you think there's no way that we could objectively measure that?
No, you
With
could
some sort
absolutely
of
measure.
typing test. Well, now I just want to know. We'll have to do that. We'll have to do that on air sometime. A real nice words per minute typing test. Some riveting stuff.
How exciting.
All right. Well, I won't.
I don't
do
think your screed against the swipe texting is as good as my screed against person.
It is terrible. It was the worst.
Kids don't know how to write anymore. I think we were joking the other day. Kids just don't know how to use sundials anymore. They really lost.
Somebody
the
taught
art.
me how to use a sundial.
And how long did that take?
What's that?
Did it take longer than just looking at a watch?
It took much longer, and I forgot how
They
to
taught
do
you
it.
how to make one?
Yeah,
You said?
they taught me how to make one. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want
It was
to build
cool.
a total
I forgot.
straw man as if people are actually advocating for sundials, but I think it's a pretty similar thing. So, we talk about baby boomers a lot on this show, and we will continue to, and we will today. But what about 32 to 40-year-old women who go on wine benders all day long and then post about it on Instagram as if it's an acceptable thing to just document?
Wait until
drinking
October
all
hits
day.
and they're like, so I tried weed for the first time. Now I'm going out and walking around in weed fields, getting really high to try all the different weed. I can't wait.
Well, this popped up on my Instagram feed this morning oh my gosh, I just pulled up on my Instagram and there's additional photos to this wine tour. There's like 10 posts.
Just pictures of wine tours, like the only thing they've posted on Instagram. I don't know.
Pictures of wine tours?
Sorry.
Well, the most broads. I'm also not talking about like models and shit.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say I'm looking for the.
Yeah.
No.
Your friends.
We have a group of women in halter tops, in black halter tops, and all of them have.
What's an halter top?
It's like
It's
no
one strap that goes
sleeves.
around
It's like
the-
basically what I'm wearing right now, except
it has
it's
one
tighter.
strap that goes around the back.
Yeah, and then on the front of the shirt in white lettering is wine drinking team.
This is great.
And
Can I follow their?
Is it a competition?
Do they have
against
numbers on the
other
back?
teams?
No, it's not a competition. It's
Who
it's
can
a
get the
bunch of
drunkest?
women getting drunk and then making it seem like that's a
But
hobby.
maybe like there's
What do you
other
have
teams there. They're
Yeah,
competing against each other. Like
What do you have against
you know nothing.
First of all, who is drinking wine to get drunk?
What?
People do.
Women?
I do it.
Yeah, moms, middle.
Yeah, it's middle-aged women, exactly.
You said 32 to 40. 32 is not middle age.
There's not.
Listen, Jesus
It's
Juice.
40 is just barely middle age.
Yeah,
Isn't
it's
that
like 40 to like 60 is kind of middle age.
Our life
to
expectancy.
60 is middle-aged?
Our life,
50s, yeah.
our life expectancy is around 80-ish. It's a bit more for women.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what to call it because it's not young adults. Like they're not young enough to be young adults. They're just normal.
You're
adults.
old.
Young
You're rallying
middle-aged-
against the people that like to drink wine.
But have you not seen all over the internet
Obviously
like
don't.
these wine memes?
No,
And
because
they're
the nice
just-
thing about the internet is I don't have to look at anything I don't want to look at.
Wide
I
memes
have
are
not
garbage.
seen any
And
wine
they're-
memes.
they're-
I believe they're.
I've
thing.
seen lots of
And I
wine
believe
memes.
that-
Yeah. What have you
It'll
seen?
be like a poem and then like roses are red, violets are blue, something. Let's drink some wine, and it's like just crazy
I've seen
thing.
a bunch of
Yeah, I got here's one. Wine is to women what duct tape is to men. It
This
fixes
is-
everything.
How?
Or how about this one? It's a match. It's the Tinder sign, and then you have the two profiles that have matched. One's a woman and one's a glass of wine.
Holy cow.
A good man can make you feel sexy, strong, and able to take on the world. Sorry, that's wine. Wine does that. It's just endless, hundreds and thousands of memes of women praising and loving wine. It's just wine. Who cares?
Men
Yeah.
like wine. That's probably. I'm gonna guess that's the.
Men like wine too.
Yeah, I
like
definitely
wine.
like it more.
I think a lot of people like the idea of wine too. I don't.
Yeah,
I wonder how many
getting
people
drunk.
actually like wine.
No, this is akin to bacon worship.
Yeah.
This is
I hate
exactly
bacon.
what
Yeah, it
this
is.
is. It's, I
Absolutely.
love bacon. Bacon
I feel
wrapped
like
in
it's-
bacon on top of more bacon. This is the exact
Yeah.
same
I
thing.
feel like it's a bit less egregious than that, but yeah, it's the same ballpark.
Right, it's because women are so passive, they couldn't make something as egregious as the bacon thing.
I know we're all thinking about that episode of Seinfeld with
No.
George
I
and
wasn't.
the Pepsi.
Oh,
yeah,
I should have been.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it. Which
Well,
one?
they're bringing like they're going to a dinner thing, and George has a bottle of Pepsi.
Like a 2-liter.
Yeah, and Elaine's like, "What are you doing? Bringing that?" He's like, "Everyone likes Pepsi." She's like, "You should be bringing wine." He's like, "Wine, wine."
You
Like,
tell me you think wine is better than Pepsi?
you find one person, and he argues in the whole episode. You find one person who likes wine better than Pepsi, and he's right. Pepsi's way better. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I've never agreed with him. More.
Yeah, there's a lot I agree with George on, and that's definitely one of them. But
Coffee, you're on the bench. Wine, suit up.
oh dear God,
Are you reading
Okay,
wine
well, we
memes
get it.
still?
These are the
Yeah, it's just like-
This is the type of meme that inspires you to get a shirt that says wine drinking team and then go out with your friends.
It's the kind of team I would want to be on or go out with.
It's not a team. There's no points. There's no game.
Yeah, I get laid at the end of the thing.
No, women aren't going out with
Maybe
you
they're
to
keeping
go do
stats.
this. Like they're going just
Well, that's
with
the
themselves.
problem.
Yeah, that's the. Yeah, if this was a co-ed team, I'd be all for it. Women and men.
Sorry, it's
wine
not.
drinking.
There's a bigger issue here than the wine drinking.
I think I made this.
You're not
clear
allowed
at
to
the
be a
beginning.
man on a wine drinking tour with a bunch of women.
It's not. That's my problem.
What if you
Let's
hide
be-
in the bushes?
Let's be clear. My problem is not wine drinking tours. That's sure you want to go taste a bunch of
wineries
different
are cool,
wines.
but like, I don't know. I don't.
So
get
it's wine
this-
memes?
Yeah,
That's
wine
the problem?
memes. Wine. I don't want to say culture because like there's a
wines.
whole subculture of actual wine snobs out there. Where they'll taste it, and be like, I can tell what county of what tiny farm in like France.
So they did
this wine came from.
They did a test.
0.001% of them actually.
Yeah.
They did a test where they just like colored wines and changed them and told people they were this wine and they messed with these
I think
aficionados and
I
they
think
couldn't guess what.
I think they had the wine critics taste the exact same wine like 3 wines later, and they rated it differently.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that's because they made like a whole industry out of fooling people to think there's a science. Fooling people like Mueller who thinks things like this are objective.
that's right.
That is not just a matter of your
Yeah.
preference as to what type of what flavor of wine.
We should do this with Chinese food. Get like Chongqing and a bunch of other Chinese food and blindfold you.
We're gonna have to smell coffee in between each
Turns out that one
bite so
was
that
just a
you
dump.
clears your palate. Yeah, how do you clear your palate after that?
With wine.
Glass of water.
Yeah, but no, I wouldn't be doing the test. All right, wait. So
pickled ginger.
let's get this clear. Is the test that I'm eating a bunch of
Yeah.
different Chinese food and
Because
I
you
have to
think
pick
it's
out?
so good,
Yeah.
you pick it out
So-
from 3 or 4 places.
So I lose if I guess like the wrong one.
yeah.
Okay,
You
so
get
we're
them
not.
all, and you go, this one's Chongqing.
Can we punch you in the mouth?
We
We're-
cut a piece of your tongue out.
We're not talking about Andy trying about
No,
a
it's
bunch
you.
and then.
It's
Okay,
you.
so I have
Well,
to try
I
that
have strong opinions on Chinese.
because I definitely
Problem.
think that I could pick that out.
Okay.
By the way,
We'll
Like,
figure that
yeah,
out.
I don't know what it would be like with leftover. Like it would be hard to do an on.
It's just a can of
location.
water chestnuts,
Yeah, this is beef chop suey for like.
baby corn, and water
I mean,
chestnuts.
not even anything against it. This is, I think, going to be that classic Pepsi Coke challenge today, where everyone thinks that every fucking person I've ever talked to says, "Oh, I can tell the difference," and like basically nobody can if you've ever actually like looked at it from like psychology test, or actually was in a psychology class and did the actual test like I did in high school. Basically, nobody can.
What's this?
Everyone-
What's this test you did in high school?
It's
a blind
taste
test as to whether you can tell which is Coke and which is Pepsi.
That's what you did in high school. Is
Yeah.
Pepsi and Coke
And
versus
like
Coke.
everyone in the fucking class says, "Oh, I can," and everyone I've talked to outside of that, "Oh, yeah, I can." I know most people can't, but I can. Basically, nobody can. Some people can because some people have hiking
That-
buds or whatever.
that's
Basically,
easy.
nobody can.
I got some friends
That's
who
easy.
work for Pepsi, and they definitely can.
Yeah, they don't have any bias going
Yeah.
on. I
Well-
can't think of what possible bias they might have.
Wait, what do you mean?
They work for one of the companies.
Yeah, but
they're
it-
probably going to show a preference toward Pepsi.
Why would they be better at guessing in a blind test if you're saying there's no difference?
No, he's saying they have a bias, just a natural bias towards it. 'Cause they'll
And
say
they're saying they can tell the difference, but they're saying that because they have a bias toward Pepsi.
Yeah.
So they're saying Pepsi's so much better, and that's why I can tell the difference. That's why they're saying it.
Don't worry, I get.
I'm
not-
I
I'm
get
not
it.
saying- I'm not
Calm
curious-
down. There was a miscommunication.
I'm not curious to know why they're saying it. I'm asking you, do you think they will be better at the guessing game or worse because they work there?
I think they'll be
Probably a bit
I think
better.
they'll be on average.
We should definitely try it because I bet you.
How are we going to test
I
that?
bet you
So
So
okay.
how many
Well-
Pepsi employees do you know? Like 2? That's not really
Four.
a crazy.
I know a Coke
Yeah.
employee.
Wow.
We can get this going.
Here we go.
by the way, the soft drink cult, the cult of soft drink is so.
Holy shit!
It's- the guys that I know who work
Big
for
soft
Pepsi
drink.
Oh, I
are
know
like
what you're talking
like
just
at the
underground.
at their wedding, like one of the guys gets them, one of the best men gets them like a Coke, as a neg on them, and they like freak out at their wedding. What are you doing? Bring a Coke out of my way! like they're like legitimately a little pissed about it too. Like it's not even just a joke.
At my work, we have like a couple of Coca-Cola reps come in every now and then because we sell it at my store, at the store I work for. And yeah, they do have like this weird, like I remember something like
They love the company, like they really love it.
walking past, like him walking past
Because they get
someone
shares.
who had like a water bottle that you couldn't see, and he's like, "That better be Coke in there," or something like that. And it's just like, yes,
It's
like
water.
that's why you work in the company you're working. It's just a job, man. Like you're not the president of Coke.
So
Talk about obesity. That gets them going really good.
this is actually probably a pretty good story here. So my buddy, one of my buddies who works for Pepsi, the way that he got the job is he bought a new car
Bombed a car.
that fit the profile of the cars they would want their Pepsi guys to be driving around in and delivering it. And he made up a resume that was Pepsi themed. It had pictures of Pepsi and backgrounds of Pepsi, the right Pepsi font on it, and he talked all about how it's funny. Like, I used to work in this grocery store and I would see these Pepsi reps come into the store and I'd be like, oh man, just that guy masturbating. Like just
sure set his sights high.
That's funny. I was slagging on you with it. I do know who they're talking about. There's another person at my work that's not a co-worker, like someone who works at the company I work for. And for the longest time, we just sold Coca-Cola, and that was fine. But now we had to make a whole different section because this one person loves Pepsi so much more that they talked the store owner into getting Pepsi. And it was a huge pain in the ass because now I have to carry double the product for what's for most people an impulse purchase.
Well, yeah,
because
it's at the end of the aisle, the checkout.
Nobody's gonna be like, oh, I don't have Pepsi, I'm going somewhere else. For the most part, it's an impulse purchase. But now it's this huge pain in the ass because this one person liked Pepsi. We gotta get
That's true. Because those reps' jobs are just to try to make you carry more Pepsi in the back of your store than you have space for.
This wasn't a rep though. This was just someone who works at.
And they just happen to.
I'm just saying now you have another rep trying to fill up your space and be like, try to sell as much Pepsi into your back end so that you guys keep filtering it forward. Yeah. And so there's less room for the Coke and whatnot.
I was thinking of that resume too. It'd been funny if he slipped in pictures of him just on vacation, candid pictures of him drinking Pepsi. Whoa, how's getting there?
So bathing in a tub.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we used to live together, and so we would have Pepsi displays all over the house and stuff. And he'd have
That's right.
He's like, yeah, when I get my house, I'm gonna have a Pepsi room, and it's gonna have all this Pepsi merchandise and posters.
I remember when he had a bit of a party, a music thing one time.
Oh man!
Some music, and I came over and he's like, "Hey guys," and he brought over cases.
This is I can't believe this hasn't come up yet.
Okay.
I mean, if you want,
it's
you
the longest ongoing joke I think we have. So we're at this thing, and there's just a whole Muller. You invited
20
so many people,
probably.
And a lot of it was friends from different.
Okay, slow down here. Right? We got to savor the flavor of this.
So
Pepsi.
It was a music thing.
I just had a bit of a house concert.
Yeah, we're all hanging out, enjoying it, and there's these weird guys that were there. I don't know if you're still friends with them or whatever. Okay, well, anyway, so it'll make more sense after. So, your Pepsi friend, brings all these drinks, cases of Pepsi products,
like a 24 pack of
so
Pepsi. They're wrapped and sealed and whatnot, and they're not a bunch of loose Pepsis.
No, and there's some snacks and stuff. We're all hanging out. So, anyways, the one guy and his brother or whatever getting ready to go, and they're all right. See you later, Andrew. And then he looks over, there's all this pop sitting on the floor. He's like, do you mind if I grab some pops to go?
No, he says, do you mind if I take a case of pop for the road?
For the road, yeah.
It's a 24 pack of pop. And it's like as if I can't use a sealed 24 pack of pop in my own life. And
for the road.
So so great. I'm nursing a bit of a cough here. So I was
it wasn't a potluck or anything. He came over. Andrew kindly provided these things for us.
I got my name wrong here, but
Muller.
Oh yeah. So
anyway, just the weirdest thing. You're like,
so I told her, I was like, well, you can take a few. I imagine you might have drank a few more over the night if you were staying longer. So that's probably pretty equivalent. And then you were telling me later that you saw him slipping a ton of pops into his pants.
Really? It's weird.
It's such a great joke. Hey, mind if I take your PlayStation 4 for the road? On the way here. So the other best part of that story is that another one of my friends had a party, a very similar party, and they caught the guy grabbing a giant tub, a 2 kilogram, Costco, probably bigger than Costco, more of a industrial sized tub of Nutella, and trying to stuff it into his backpack.
What?
Yeah. Same guy, and it was the funniest thing. So
same guy.
My friend who had this party, he's like, I would have just given you some Nutella if you asked for it. Why do you? You're sneaking around in my house, like going into the pantry, taking my Nutella.
That's a thief.
Yeah.
It's such a funny thing to steal, though. It's like,
Some Nutella for the road.
Take a towel.
yeah, you can have a few spoonfuls. It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna go and take some anyways. Oh man, that's a good one. So
I mean, you, Judd, for
Anyways.
the longest time, you were the biggest mooch that I knew. Not quite like that. You know, like stealing food out of my closet or something like that. But if there was a bag of chips on the table,
Oh, they were
3/4 of that
gone.
was-
hey, I took my Muller Sour Patch Kids tax last night.
I
While we
don't
were
know. I said,
watching.
I'm not talking about last night. This is what you've transcended this. This is when I think you were just basically making no.
I was just poor. I made like $700 a month, and my expenses were $699 a month. I did that pretty good there for a while. But why don't we get to some movies? So you guys all remember Heath Ledger killing himself.
Who could forget?
Who could forget? After doing The Dark Knight and committing to this role of the Joker and drowning himself in his sorrows of I don't even remember, what was it, like a mix of
He mixed like some prescription medication, I think, with alcohol or other prescription medication that he shouldn't have. Something like that.
he would have
Mexican cocktail.
You got-
Did he die like the Joker kills people?
What do you got?
Well, he drugs them and then they get a whole hysterical and they laugh and then they die.
No, that's the Scarecrow.
No, Joker does it too.
I did not-
Anyway,
is that more of like a comic book Joker?
I guess,
thing?
yeah.
To answer your question, I don't think Heath
But
Ledger
it's
died
pretty
from comedic
close.
laughing gas like in a comic book. I believe it was
yeah.
prescription
The laughing gas.
right, the laughing gas.
Yeah,
I'm
forever.
going with the Joker.
Came out of this flour on a suit. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Did he actually spray himself?
That's right.
with flour?
Oh, he was pulling a Joker prank.
Method acting.
And people talk about how this role of playing the Joker, really, drove him to this, because what is that? That's method acting, when you like really live into that role, and you're being an asshole to everyone on the set because you're acting like the Joker when they're not filming and stuff.
That would be annoying for the crew. They're like, oh, here he comes again.
Yeah, he's got a method.
Laughing all weird.
That seems like such a cop out. You can just get away with anything. I'm method acting.
Yeah,
Just do whatever you want.
I mean,
Playing an asshole next week.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what they accused Jared Leto
Yeah,
of
didn't he
doing
do that for the Starbucks or something?
Well, no, he did the Joker as well for the Suicide
Yeah.
Squad, but everyone was like, "Oh, he's just being a dick."
There's something, but Jim Carrey did a thing like that for that movie where he played
Yeah, Man on the Moon.
Andy Warhol.
Yeah, and there's a whole
Oh,
documentary
yeah.
about
That's
it.
right.
He
So
was
good.
A huge
I watched it.
asshole, and like something with like his dad. Someone's funeral.
Okay, so I'll tell you, it goes. He is playing Andy Warhol so to the T, like he's going to sleep being Andy Warhol.
Yeah,
he's
that's
waking up
what
every day.
method acting is,
The
yeah.
father of Andy Warhol. So he came into a trailer, and they have this recorded. You can watch this documentary on Netflix.
It's Andy Kaufman.
Sorry, Andy.
Yeah.
Kaufman, thank you. Not the painter.
Yeah,
the
not
weird
the-
comedian.
Nobody cares.
Not the Campbell
So
soup
Andy
guy.
Kaufman's dad comes into the trailer, and they get into an argument, and he yells at him like it's his son. It's really fucked up, and then he leaves.
Weird.
Yeah,
Is
and-
that in that documentary on
Yeah,
Netflix? So,
yeah.
so there's a documentary on Netflix that has like a lot deeper behind the scenes as to how big of an asshole Jim Carrey.
Yeah, the
was at
studio
time.
didn't release at the time because they didn't want
They didn't
to
want to
sully
tarnish-
their actor.
Yeah,
Because he was such an asshole doing it.
People really
it
love
sounds great.
People really love Jim Carrey, and everything I read about his personal life, he just sounds like the biggest piece of shit.
He's a weirdo.
No, why?
He's a freaking weird.
I love Jim Carrey.
He's
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of like hippie, like annoying, modern hippie sort of beliefs and things. Like, not that I care that much.
He's
but
pretentious.
He's like an anti-vaxxer and shit, and then
He's very pretentious.
pulling stuff like this. And then it was.
What
I've
is free
seen
will?
some interview where he was at some red carpet thing, and some
That's
lady.
quite funny.
Some lady just asked him,
Yeah.
like, so what do you think about some of the jacket you're wearing? And he was at like some fashion thing, like some big thing, and he goes off, he's like, well, I don't even know what to think of it. What does any of it even really mean, man? Like, we're just,
Yeah.
cosmic beings. Goes on some hippie thing, and I'm just looking at this interview, and this poor lady. Like, she's just here doing her fucking job, and he's going on some existential crisis in front of her. When she's just like, what do you think you're supposed to do? We're at a fashion show. What the hell did you expect me to ask you? Like,
Yeah.
what do you think about the deep cosmic? Like, you're not going to get those questions. Like, don't be there. If you
I'm liking him more.
I did wonder though, because it was like, and it's long, and the stuff he says, it's like, it's insane. And I kind of wonder if he's trolling her, but like, he's weird enough that could have been serious.
Yeah, I don't know. I could.
Anyway.
I don't like him. I don't like him.
What about Ace Ventura?
Yeah, Kick-Ass 2 is he was dead to me after that.
Didn't he denounce that movie after?
Here we go.
There was some, so he made Kick-Ass 2, which
He said it was too violent.
That movie.
I haven't seen it. First one's good.
We beat that horse
Way
to
back
death.
when we did an episode about it. And then after it was filmed, but just before it was released, when he was supposed to be promoting it, like what was probably in his contract to do. He was like, no, yeah, after the shooting, I just don't have the conscience to promote glorification of Sith. I just hate it. Like we're still, it's like 2018 or whatever the fuck this was, like 2014 or 15 or something.
Yeah.
Still can't figure out the difference between movie violence and real life violence. Someone who portrays characters and you still can't distinguish that there's a difference, and that the people who can't tell the difference, it was only a matter of time before they did something psychotic.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, if you remember that movie Collateral Damage with Schwarzenegger, I think it was supposed to come out around around 2000, like September 11th. It was supposed to come out around that time, and they had to delay it like 6 months because
this isn't the movie company delaying it. This is Jim Carrey being like, I don't want to promote this. I'm ashamed that.
Well, I'm just wondering if maybe Jim Carrey's like, well, instead of delaying it, I'll just go make this statement. It'll kind of placate people, and then we can release it on schedule. He's being a martyr here.
He's like the producer of the movie. Yeah. When really he should have just been. Talking down because the movie fucking sucked. Anyway, so
Heath Ledger.
People
know that Heath Ledger killed himself because he played the Joker, but actually he killed himself because he played in our most hated movie ever of the week, Brokeback Mountain. Brokeback Mountain of the week. Now everybody
must have really fooled people by teasing it that long when it's in the title or fucking live stream. And the episode that you click on to listen to.
I'll change the episode title.
Buttsex.
I don't care.
Yeah, I gave it away.
Anyway.
So the plot synopsis for this movie is Heath Ledger has butt sex with a guy.
So far accurate. That does happen.
Two cowboys wrangling sheep, having butt sex with the sheep.
Nope.
Having butt sex with each other.
Yeah.
Then they go back to their wives and
they go find.
They have butt sex with their wives.
Still true.
Are you sure?
Still
He totally did it.
He flipped her over and she looked uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So far, about 99% of what you said is true.
And then they hate themselves and each other until the end of the movie, and then one of them gets beaten to death because of the butt sex.
Yeah, that was so anticlimactic.
Yeah, and then that's about it's about watching the movie. It's pretty similar amount of climacticness.
I liked the movie.
So
they were terrible people, though.
Brokeback Mountain. It's about two gay men trying to struggle with their identity, and living in a normal world, so surrounded by they're like in the South and people
It was actually like Wyoming, since they're not in the South.
It's not.
Wyoming
in
the
Midwest.
Yeah.
Yes, but it's in like the late 60s, 70s. That takes place like that.
Yeah.
We have the West, and then we have the Midwest, and then the East. There's no Mideast states. I've never heard anyone ever say the term Mideast.
That's because it's too close to middle.
Because it's in Asia.
It's in Asia, you idiot.
That's way worse than the Midwest.
Yeah. And this movie is actually a pretty dear movie to me. I know what it's like, and Brokeback Mountain it's personally impacted me. So
is that why you're wearing that shirt?
Yeah, wearing
your halter.
You're basically wearing the same shirt.
So I mean, the whole idea in the movie is that they can't really be themselves, but they go, and every few years for like 20 years they go and meet at Brokeback Mountain and have butt sex, and then they can go back to their regular lives.
Call it
so they go on these. Yeah, they go on these quote trout fishing trips, but they're just having butt sex, and they never use their trout fishing gear at all.
I don't like how you're speaking negatively of butt sex.
Yeah,
I don't like your tone.
It's
the best sex.
So they just can't show. They're too ashamed and afraid of getting beaten to death.
Well, sort of. Heath Ledger, he just doesn't want one of them to be killed, and Jake Gyllenhaal, he's trying to talk about it. He's like, look, we could just live gay, blah blah blah. So there's a conflict.
Was it Heath Ledger's dad that committed the murder? Or it's ambiguous, but remember, who tells the story about them finding that one of those two guys, and he was dragged by his penis until his penis came off? or they cut his penis off and they threw him in the ditch.
That was Heath Ledger's. Yeah.
So he grew up seeing, a couple of nasty examples of
gay lynching.
what they do to the gays.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Gay lynching.
So, I mean, I was very ashamed of loving plus-sized women all of my life, and I
Cut his dick off.
I didn't want to get lynched.
So now you're moving on to plus size men.
Well, then you're able to go to Brokeback. I was able to go to I was able to go to Brokeback Mountain, and then you can go and meet up with a plus-sized woman. And then you come back. I was able to come back to my skinny wife. Where everybody, I'm able to be socially acceptable again. And then every few years I can go back up to Brokeback Mountain. And this movie taught me and said, you can be free. I remember when we first talked about this on the podcast, probably episode, 14 or 15. And I was able to come out on the show. I love plus size women, and Brokeback Mountain gave me the courage to.
We were talking about Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Creatures.
Not Free Willy?
Yeah. We should though.
So this is an amazing social step forward, Brokeback Mountain. You don't have to be gay to be impacted by this movie.
I guess
That's true.
Bit of a difference.
I mean,
I don't know how many stories I hear about people being dragged behind a truck for banging a fat bro.
Happens all the time in the Middle East.
Unfortunately, we don't hear those.
So that's Brokeback Mountain. See you guys later.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, I thought because this was a real kind of last-minute episode planning, and we have a little
like every episode,
like a lot of our episodes have been lately. Hey, you get these dry summer seasons.
I thought it was awesome.
Crap in the theaters. And then Braden's throwing out suggestions. We should watch some of the Joel Schumacher Batman movies. Muller's like, oh no, let's do Chuck Lorre, an episode about Chuck Lorre. I'm like, look, I don't want to do anything that gay. Let's watch Brokeback Mountain. A little last gay Chuck Lorre show.
Yeah,
that's great. I enjoyed it. Braden, you liked it. Right?
I wasn't sure how much we would mind from or how much content.
I like that you knew you hid it from me for a while on purpose.
Because you were just like, oh, what are you doing tomorrow night? We're watching a movie for the podcast. You didn't ask. I was like, well, I'm not going to tell him.
Yeah, no, I prefer to be surprised. I was really happy.
And then you were looking at your phone. The title, we were hit it, and then the title came on the screen, and you're looking at your phone. I'm like, Richard, look, this is supposed to be the big surprise. Oh, right, it was fading. You looked up, and there it was.
And I was happy about it.
Yeah, I didn't like the movie that much. I was quite bored during it.
You seemed to.
It was painfully boring. You guys liked it way more than I did. But
I didn't like it that much. I thought it was all right.
Yeah, I don't even think it was that good, but.
I mean, my biggest praise of it is that that's fine.
Yeah.
You seem to really have.
I don't know what it was, and I generally like slow movies, but generally slow movies are horror movies.
And I know you're
movies.
You're a big fan of Gyllenhaal there.
I love Jake Gyllenhaal.
Pretty smile.
I am. So
the Prince of Persia himself.
Yeah, I was actually expecting it to like it a little more than I did, but I don't know. It just didn't hook me.
Maybe you were just still on a high of watching Showgirls.
Right.
Oh,
See, because we did Showgirls last episode. And
yeah.
Again, I thought we need to do
something
male
good.
Showgirls.
Yeah. Well, I think after we watched Showgirls, we didn't really talk about this, but we watched Hollow Man, another Verhoeven flick, and we get to see Kevin Bacon pretty much naked.
Get to see his
You
little
get to
bacon.
see his CGI schlong.
You do.
His little bacon.
I don't know. I think it was a high bar. 2 weeks later, we're watching Brokeback Mountain. You kind of see Jake and Heath a little naked, but it was no Kevin Bacon, so I think that was
there wasn't much gay stuff in Brokeback.
Could they have possibly chosen more fitting names for gay followers in this movie? Though?
Oh yeah, Anus.
Yeah,
Jack Twist and Heath Ledger's character is literally named Anus.
well, it's Ennis, but they have an accent, so
you only say no. It's Anus because we had subtitles on. Had we not had subtitles on,
yeah,
it sounded like
Anus.
they were saying Anus.
Yeah, I did. Anus Jack Twist.
Jack Twist, totally fucking made up name.
Yeah,
You just lying to Anus.
But yeah, it almost seems like a fucking a parody, like a comedy,
almost.
like a Jack Twist.
Yeah.
Anus.
I'm gonna twist up your anus.
Yeah. That's just like a cartoon
That's
character,
good.
like a Jack Burke movie or something.
Randy Quaid's in this. He
Yes.
you can't tell. I don't know if he's homophobic. Would you say
life?
no in his character
He kinda is.
in this
He
movie?
definitely is.
What are we talking about?
I think so though, because he fired them or
Randy
stopped
Quaid,
hiring them for.
He's the guy who owns the sheep, and he's hiring these two guys to watch the sheep over the winter or something, whatever.
And he accuses them of just getting gay instead of watching the sheep.
Which he watched them do.
Yeah,
watching
and he
them.
makes that comment to them. He's like, "You guys were doing more than tending the sheep. You were busy stemming the
Tending your
rows."
butts. Yeah, he said they were stemming the rows.
Which is
What
kinda
the
funny.
fuck is that?
I think that's an old-timey
Stemming the
term
rows.
for doing it. But
Yeah, I
just
guess.
just a guess.
Just a
but-
couple of roses. You're just stemming your roses together.
Anyway,
Talk
Yeah.
about Randy Quaid and how he's a crazy person now.
yeah, Randy Quaid's awesome.
Who the hell is Randy
So
Quaid?
Randy
I know
Quaid-
who he is in the movie now.
So Randy Quaid, most people are going to remember him as what's his name from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, he's crazy
his
uncle.
character's name.
Oh, he's got like the uncle with the
In the
shitter's
RV.
skull.
Yeah, shitter's
yeah,
skull.
yeah, okay, that guy.
That's
Uncle-
where most people are going to remember him from. But like the last 10 years, he has quite literally been a fugitive from the U.S. government.
What?
Yeah, this is the thing. He's
It's like they cast the right guy in Christmas Vacation.
he had something like some bill at like a hotel, like a $10,000 bill that he refused to pay or just couldn't pay or something. So they left, and then so they had people after them for that, and then they actually like
Him and his wife?
him and his wife, and like the hotel or whatever actually like tried to sue him and get him into court and stuff like that. And then like a year later, it's something like he got him and his wife were arrested for burglary and like breaking and entering.
Really?
In some place. Yeah, like he's done a bunch of stuff, and he fled to Canada hoping to get protection. And at first he did, but then after a while,
It would have been extradition treaty.
Fuck you or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's done any jail time, but there was like a long, like 2 to 3 year period. I remember like watching his Twitter while this was happening because he was still tweeting and shit.
That's awesome.
And he was like on escape from the U.S. government. It was just and during this time, so they actually like eventually after like 2 or 3 years or something arrested him, and his arrest photo is fantastic because he just looks like a crazy homeless man. He has shaggy, crazy hair and a big gray beard and shit.
Yeah,
It is awesome. Like
it
he's
looks
like this
insane.
little bit character actor sort of guy in these jerk off comedy movies, and he just lost his eye. I'm guessing he's poor with money or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
He turned into a crazy person,
That's pretty great.
and he's in Brokeback Mountain. Doesn't like the gays.
And he didn't like being in. So what was the deal with like the legal stuff about that? Didn't he like try to sue?
Yeah, he tried to sue the studio because he thought it was going to be a small movie. Let me see.
Yeah, it was
Right
like
here.
yeah.
I didn't finish reading it. I was like, whatever.
It was they told him it's actually not as exciting as it sounds. I thought it was.
Lawsuit.
I had heard it was a case of like he thought it was going to be some small movie that nobody would see, and he was ashamed to be in a gay cowboy movie. It turns out it's not really.
Oh,
that.
I know what it
They
was.
told him that it was some small art house movie that wasn't going to make any money, so they didn't pay
Yeah.
him as much.
Okay.
And then it turns out it was a big like blockbuster movie and made shit tons of fucking
160
Oh,
million.
okay.
money. So he didn't get paid as much.
It wasn't like he sued them because he was in a movie with gay guys.
No.
He didn't want too many people to know.
There's no,
A few
there's,
people
there's
can
no
know.
public
It
comment
worked.
for that.
His lawsuit worked. He dropped the lawsuit after they gave him a bonus.
Oh, I heard that
Nice.
bonus was like
They just
something
settled.
he made up. So.
It was a gay bonus.
That didn't actually.
It's $20.
Yeah,
Slap on the butt. He's an attaboy.
it's funny. There should be a re-edit of him, like
Wait.
you said, like
Focus, however, denied that
Focus,
any
the
such
company.
payment ever took place.
Of
course.
why would you make that up?
Because he's out of his fucking mind.
So turns out Randy Quaid is
Cousin-
the most boring guy ever. So
Cousin Eddie. That's Cousin Eddie.
why don't we make some money here? So we got a real
Yeah,
timeless-
some real money, unlike Randy Quaid.
Yeah, I think Randy Quaid is not making any
Gotta
money.
make sure we don't end up like Randy. Quaid.
Yeah, Randy Quaid's not making any money from Brokeback Mountain, but we are.
That's
We
right.
got some Brokeback Mountain merchandising for sale. Just go down to brokebackmountain.com/realmen. You can get some real Brokeback Mountain t-shirts. We got t-shirts that say, I broke my back at Brokeback Mountain. We got t-shirts that say, I got sodomized at Brokeback Mountain and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Developing a southern accent.
He's a real Southern belle, too.
They asked me to read it in this voice for the ad.
So
So it
sultry.
sound like Heath Ledger. They got I survived Brokeback Mountain. You can get that T-shirt. What other T-shirts have you guys seen?
Have you seen on the store? None.
So you guys are gonna want to buy as many T-shirts as you can from this Brokeback Mountain. We got a lot. They got a lot of overstock from when it came out.
It's a bunch of Brokeback merchandise.
That you guys are able to.
Brokeback bobbleheads.
Oh yeah, it's a butt. It's just
we
like
got
shaking butt.
There's Brokeback laser pointers. We got we landed on Brokeback Mountain T-shirts. We got 6 out of 7 Brokeback Mountains aren't happy.
So there's a T-shirt of just Heath Ledger caressing Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, we got another slogan. If it's the thought that counts.
There's a shirt that says,
"Don't talk over me." What the fuck? If it's the thought that counts, then I should be in Brokeback Mountain. Go ahead.
I don't want it anymore.
Yeah, there you go.
Gay cowboys ride harder.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I saw one that was Mount Rushmore, but instead it had their faces on it, the Randy Quaid's, and then the sheep is the forehead.
Yeah.
There's a shirt here I'm staring at that says, "If you don't like Brokeback Mountain, then you probably won't like me." I'm okay with that. Can you imagine being that passionate about Brokeback
About this like pretty boring movie.
This very like middle of the road okay movie.
We got T-shirts that say "Save a Virgin, do Brokeback Mountain instead."
We've got stickers that say, "I wish I knew how to quit you."
We got more T-shirts. Brokeback Mountain Squad. You can get a T-shirt that says that.
We've got stickers that say, "What happens on the mountain stays on the mountain."
Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
The Brokeback Mountain Squad, is that sounds like something you'd wear to like a winery.
Well, it's kind of exactly. It's like like the Geek Squad. T-shirt.
We'll come fix your mountain for you.
We got one that says "Too dumb for Brokeback Mountain, too gay for LA."
We've got one that is a picture of a tiny little boy cowboy on a rocking horse that says "Brokeback since way back."
Ooh, okay. We got those T-shirts with the arrows on them that point to your friends, and it says "I'm with Brokeback."
And last but not least,
I got
Brokeback Mountain butt plugs.
Finally, a butt plug I can be proud about sticking in my butt.
We have one that says "I see gay people."
Yeah, and then just some plush sheep. Toys for the kids.
Plush sheep are all from Brokeback.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, thanks for sponsoring the episode.
Thanks,
Focus Films for that sponsorship.
It's probably owned by what are those 2 companies that own everything?
Amway.
So I got a bit of a game for us here with some of the Brokeback Mountain scripts that we can do. So we got there's a lot of accents in this movie. A lot of euphemisms and colloquialisms. Is that the right way to say that? Colloquialisms. So you got to figure out. We got to translate these into what they mean in gay speak, though. Okay. Because it's not. You might not realize what they're hinting at while you're watching Brokeback Mountain. A guy has sex with another guy in his butt, but it might still be unclear what the euphemisms that follow mean. So
what's the game?
If you pair of deuces looking for work, I suggest you get your scrawny asses in here pronto.
He's telling them to get in him. Do I win? How does the game work?
You guys all have to
That's
guess.
my
It's not a game show like you hit the buzzer in the first person.
We're just guessing what that means.
Yeah. What do you?
So just tell them
What
to get to work.
Ding 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 ding.
No, that's not gay. That's just work.
That's when he shows up to give them work. And
These
like,
are
"Get
gay-
inside here, so then I can see your dogs."
Yeah, these are gay euphemisms. You gotta. Say
I'm
what
not sure
the
it
gay-
was, but all right.
Okay, let's hear the next one, Mullard.
Uh,
I'll try hard.
you got your dogs. You're 30-30.
I don't even
remember that. I was like, what does that
I
even mean?
don't even know.
It's a gay euphemism.
Is it?
30,
Yeah.
30.
Couldn't even begin to guess.
I think it means that if you get your dogs to watch you guys having butt sex, then the dogs can keep a lookout for people who are going to lynch you, and they can bark and let you know because it's like 30-30 vision. Maybe that's like what dogs vision. That's my guess.
Cool.
No, that's called
That's
that's a
very
Brokeback
easy.
surveillance.
I don't think it's very well. Dogs don't have do they have as good vision as humans? They're like
Probably.
they're black and white. They can't even see colors.
I'm not sure that's true.
I don't think that's true. But that's not-
What? No, I don't think it's
that's not
black and
what
white, but they're
color
like.
line means that you see in black and white.
Yeah.
You can't distinguish
That sounds
them.
awesome.
I saw it on an episode of Frasier.
Have you seen Film Noir?
No guesses, Braden. My guess is pretty good.
I don't know.
Wait, you're just guessing too?
No, I can guess too.
No, but do you have the answer?
I don't have the
Yeah, the
answer.
game
Like, I
show.
want to know what these gay euphemisms mean.
Yes, the game
Keep
show.
it
It's not a game show. There's no points.
This game show
it's
is
a
weird.
game. I doubt that there's a filly that can throw me.
Yeah, that was when he was talking about the type of horse, I guess it is.
No,
Oh,
he's
it's got to be
talking-
gayer?
He's talking about raking a man from Philadelphia.
That's right.
There we go.
That's right.
Andy
Yeah.
knows how to play this game.
Yeah, he gets it.
I just figured he liked baseball, but he's talking about a baseball player throwing a baseball into his butt. I don't know.
We'll never know.
It's called the Philadelphia Flyer, I think.
We're gonna have to contact Heath Ledge. Oh, I can't.
Oh no, give that Ouija board.
Get on a Ouija board.
Oh,
Heath
What's
Ledger.
your Ouija board?
What's this gay sentence mean? That's how I'm gonna get the answers to all of these. I don't want to waste this time.
We just
It's
spoiled
one.
next week's sponsor, by the way, the Brokeback Mountain Ouija board.
Ouija board.
Other Brandon Ouija board.
Oh man, he rapes you.
It just like constantly spells out his like movie lines. Like,
I wish I knew how to quit you.
Or this line: why didn't we get powdered milk in the spuds? Anything better?
I think that's when your butt's so sore you're putting baby powder on it.
I was thinking maybe it means like when you're having gay sex with a really old person that their semen's turned to powder.
it just shoots out like dust.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's just dusty,
Well, that-
and
dusty
it's like his
semen.
penis coughs.
That's the joke I used to make when Dusty Rhodes was still wrestling. He was just this big fat guy, and he was so old. And me and my friends always called him Dusty Loads. And then we made that exact joke.
Well, what about the spuds? It's like you gotta
butt plug.
you gotta eat. Yeah.
There you go.
It's an
Whittled
old
out of a
cowboy-
potato.
Yeah, it's an old cowboy trick. You whittle it
It's
up.
a whole
You don't have any lube, right? So you got to use the powdered
Yeah.
milk.
Oh yeah, that makes way more sense. What in the hell happened, Annis? I come on a bear is what happened.
Yeah, I like that
We
one.
all know
That's
that.
just when you wander into the woods and come on a bear.
Yeah, that's not a euphemism. Right?
Yeah, that
That's just what happened.
That's the infamous scene in Brokeback Mountain where he jizzes onto a sleeping bear. Classic Frank.
Sleep assault.
You're right. I guess with the accent, it makes it hard for me to know if that's a euphemism or just an accent. He looked like he could eat himself a camel.
That doesn't sound like a gay euphemism. That sounds like a straight euphemism.
What is it used?
Well,
Cunnilingus, I would assume.
Oh, yeah, it's like a
or
vagina.
something.
Eat
No.
camel.
Camel's like a camel cigarettes. That means he can, stick something in his mouth.
Oh
That's
yeah,
a gay
so
euphemism.
that's about like smoking the guy like he's a camel,
Yeah,
like
that's
he's
right.
a cigarette.
Smoke 'em
Or
if you
maybe
got
they're-
'em.
Maybe they're all really attracted to Joe Camel. Mascot that smokes cigarettes, right?
you go.
Bring him back.
Christ, half the goddamn paint brands are wore off.
Yeah,
Paint brands or what?
yeah.
I don't know
He
if it's
says.
like sexual euphemism or just weird Texan lingo, even though it wasn't in Texas.
No,
It was a literal
this
thing
is
that happened.
this is guaranteed a euphemism. Like he's not talking about paint on your wall. Maybe it's some sort of
I
weird
got nothing.
old sort of spermicide that he's referencing to. Like it's like you paint it on your dick.
One gay man
Wait,
loves
what do
another
they need
gay man.
spermicide for?
Yeah, well,
He doesn't
Yeah.
want to get pregnant.
Doesn't want
Yeah,
to get
doesn't want-
stomach pregnant or
well,
something?
they have wives too. So I don't know. Maybe it's the way. Yeah, maybe that's not a good.
I like
translation, guess. What's your
when
translation?
he's banging his wife and he's about to come
Mhm.
and he's
I
like,
can't forget
And
you,
then he just stopped
Annis.
that sentence right
he
there.
stops
Yeah.
and he's like,
Yeah, that's
yeah, he's about to come. That's my favorite part. And what does he say? He's like, "Do you want to have another baby?" And she's like, "Not unless you'll support it." And he rolls off of her and goes to sleep. What did he think was going to happen if he just went for it? He wouldn't have to support his child. Listen, he's a real piece of shit in this movie. As a
Yeah,
father,
no,
I find
yeah,
him to be a real
Yeah.
dink.
That was one thing I was going to say. Like beyond all the gay butt stuff or whatever, like he just seems like a bad guy.
Yeah,
He's-
Both of them,
Anus.
but we see how bad Anus
It's
is.
'cause of the
most
name.
all.
Well, because he has a wife and kids. all that shit. But he's banging Jack Twist on the
Yeah.
side. But then he's just like always leaving. He's like, I'm going
for days.
I'm going
Yeah.
fishing, and she's like, I need you to take him to ballet practice. I'm fishing.
She's
She's
like,
like,
don't you have a shift coming up? Oh no, I'm good. It's like, dude, you should be at home providing.
Yeah, there's-
But he's just like
yeah.
constantly, very clearly, like this isn't us just like reading into something too hard. Like he's very clearly just.
Yeah, he's written as
flexing
a
the
kind of a
shit
crappy
out of his
character.
wife. Like throughout the whole movie, and he never grows into being a good dad.
No, he doesn't.
Like near the end, his daughter's like, I want you to come to my wedding, but not because he was being a good dad. Like he was absent the whole time. Like she was just doing something.
She
else.
almost pities him.
Yeah, his daughter asks like, hey, can I come live with you? And he's like, nah, like I'm not set up for one kid.
Yeah.
I've got multiple
I can't be a
that I sloughed off onto my wife.
Yeah, so weird.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a scene where the kids there must be 2 years old. They're just little toddlers, 2 and 4 or something like
You
that.
kept saying one of them died.
Yeah, it disappears. Gone.
And he just
Oh, wait, no,
Really
it comes back.
disappeared for a while. Like there was like a very long.
There's just one
They
child
just
for a
probably
while.
couldn't get that child actor for a while or something
It was
like
weird.
that. And the mom
Weird
Yeah.
scenes.
left,
that he just shows up with the kids to his wife's work while she's trying to do her job. He's like, you gotta take the kids. I'm going fishing.
No, he had to go to work.
Yeah, that's
But
nice.
I don't know. Get your lives together.
Yeah.
Get your shit in order.
Back on the euphemism thing though, because I feel like we glossed over something. Like the reason you made this little game show there out of this like euphemism, because the first I'd say a half hour, 20-ish minutes before they bang in the tent, there is so many like almost comical like sexual euphemisms going on, like weird foreshadowing as if people didn't know what they were watching. But also it just came across comedic. It was just like corny shit like. There's going to be a lot of long and hard nights.
Yeah.
Can't tend.
The long,
And, like,
hardness
It
that
just
can't
felt like
end
this
it.
is supposed to be a pretty serious drama movie for the most part. It just happens to be about gay stuff. But then there's all like these, like it almost feels like a comedy for the first 20 minutes. There's like foreshadowing them banging. There's all these weird like, oh look, I pitched a tent for you. Now let's get deep inside it or something. Something like that. And it's, don't just stand there staring at it. Get down there and work it. Just
Jesus.
Like that. Like, that's not like word for word or anything. It's just me trying to-
Yeah,
me
it's
trying to
close.
remember. Just stuff like I need you to spit in my asshole so you can find your cock down there and come deep inside me. Stuff like that.
Just subtle
So
things.
obvious.
Subtle things
But
like that.
it's like all these. It's just. It almost feels like a comedy for the first 30 minutes because they're legitimate.
To me, it was a comedy the whole time.
These sort of euphemisms foreshadowing them banging or whatever, but it just comes across as so obviously. You're talking about butt stuff and whatever in this serious drama romance movie. It's really weird.
You forgot about the last game show one. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil.
Does that get
That's a
said?
gay euphemism for.
There was one that was like, "Oh, I've never done much of sinner, but maybe I've just never had the opportunity."
Yeah, I like that. I also really like your southern voice.
Yours is like a Savannah accent.
I'm a
Like the
fancy-
molasses
I'm
flowing
a-
from your mouth.
I'm a fancy southerner, like a plantation owner. Real classy.
So during the main Buttsex scene,
The
which was pretty
butt
great,
sex scene.
he like
You know, it is funny you word it like that, but there really was a main butt sex.
It's the only butt
So,
sex scene.
you're not wrong.
So yeah, he's like it was really weird, like because it was like they were fighting each other and having sex or something. Like he's like Heath Ledger, his face during this whole movie it looks like he's being held upside down and his head is just full of blood.
Yeah,
and it's all
he's pushing
bloated
something.
and weird. Like it looks like he's like
He's repressing his gay urge.
Yeah, it is the face of a man repressing his urges.
He's got urges.
It's like when you're a kid and you push all the blood into your head and make yourself lightheaded, or whatever. And that's what he looks like. Like that's what he looks like all the time. And yeah, your parents are like, don't do that. You're gonna burst a blood vessel or something. And the whole time, like his eyes are squinting and stuff. Like he's doing that. Like he's afraid if he opens his eyes, like he'll just see how gay he is or something like that. Yeah. The whole movie, it's amazing. So yeah, they wake up in the middle of the night and then they're grabbing each other's dicks and they're grabbing each other and he's just his face is all all swollen, and he's just like kind of getting close to his other face. Like you don't know if he like is gonna bite his nose off or have sex with him in the butt. You know.
Yeah.
You should say like that scene, the butt scene.
No, it's so good.
It escalates very quickly.
Really quickly.
Before that, like they're just kind of hanging out
Yeah.
in the middle of this mountain.
They're not even wrestling or anything like
there's
that.
Like a couple kind of like
that's later.
You can see they're starting to get along, but there's like nowhere anything close to like that.
They don't even be like they're lonely or
and then
like
all of a sudden,
horny.
One of them's sleeping outside, one of them's in the tent, and it's like really windy and cold. It's like, just get in the tent, and then
get in the tent,
immediately to butt sex. Like,
yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal gets him
to
to spoon him, and then he grabs his hand and he just puts it on his dank apparently.
there wasn't even
and then Heath Ledger like freaks out.
There wasn't even a scene of like an almost kiss because like they fell on top of each other, something like that. There was no like that's really corny. But
the tussle in the hay.
There's nothing like that. It went from like okay, they're working together. Okay, it's cold outside, so they're in the same tent. Butt sex, boom.
Yeah.
Really
doesn't even tender him up or anything.
Well, they make it seem so throughout the movie. They're like, they live into their old men and they are in love with each other and they meet up every few years and whatnot. And it's this horrible thing for both of them or whatever. And it's just not really clear that they've fallen in love. Like the way that this escalates, it really just seems like they're just having sex. Like it just.
Yeah, it seems more like they spend the whole movie implying that they've fallen in love rather than showing it.
Yeah, totally.
Right.
Which is like, I mean,
beyond the butt sex. Is that really?
You don't gotta love somebody for butt sex.
So it was so great though, because he's like going to have butt sex and he like spits on his hand to like get his dick all like lubed up, and I look over and Braden is eating dinner and he just looks physically ill while this is going. And we watch some pretty like gross horror movies and people are getting just cut up and all sorts of things and no problem, but he's just like
right digging into my dinner.
Unfortunate time. A bundle of bananas for dinner.
I don't think I've ever seen you look that ill like watching a movie before. Like it was a very genuine expression.
The meal added a bit to that.
Yeah, the meal definitely probably have been a part to it. I mean, I'm convinced that this was just this was Andy's attempt just to plant ideas in our heads. And last week he's like, we got to watch Showgirls and get them to watch all this porn.
All across the board. It's like I'm not just you're making some joke about me planting gay stuff.
No,
I'm also planting Showgirls. I just want everyone to be whores.
Well, you're getting us. Last week we got to watch Showgirls and stuff, and he's getting us warmed up. Yeah, we're gonna watch some pornographic stuff together, and then this week
it was a hard push for sure.
Yeah, and then this week he's like, guys, we really got to watch this Brokeback Mountain movie. I hear it's pretty good podcast material. We can all 5 or 6 of us dudes, we can get together and watch Brokeback Mountain. What do you guys think about that? So it's
and then you guys immediately said, yeah, that sounds like
well, it's because you've done such a good job of weaning us into it movie by movie with all of these perverted things. So
are you talking about the gay agenda Andy has?
Yeah, that's obviously what I'm talking about.
Showgirls agenda. It's just I just want everyone to be a disgusting whore.
See, next week,
I'm all for that.
Next week, the podcast material is going to be this "How to Be Gay" tape. And he's like, we really got
instead of an anti-gay camp, it's like a gay camp.
Next week is the Serbian film.
Yeah,
so
I'm going to get ready for that. So.
We'll look it up.
All right, you guys want to talk about how baby boomers are shit of the week?
Secretly, everything I ever say is me saying baby boomers are shit somehow.
Yes.
Subconsciously slipped in there.
Taking care
of. Well, actually, let's get a more appropriately one. What's that Bare Naked Ladies theme song?
You did a bad job of this.
The big. Damn it! I can't remember how.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
The problem with baby boomers is they love Chuck Lorre TV shows, including The Big Bang Theory. Who has that Bare Naked Ladies thing.
That's right. Is it the theme song?
That's the theme song.
I've never heard the theme song.
This is,
you guys haven't.
Dude, this is
like part 2 of the series of horrible TV shows that baby boomers like.
Yeah, they love shows like The Big Bang Theory. They especially love spin-offs of that, like Young Sheldon.
Oh my
Is
lord!
that still on air?
So that can't be.
Yeah, that can't be.
It says 2017 to 2018.
For clarification, Chuck Lorre is the guy who made all these
garbage
modern.
2.5 Men,
Yeah.
Dharma and Greg. I guess he did Roseanne as well way back in the day. It's probably
Really?
the least egregious of these, but still pretty.
Yeah, it's weird. There was that like Roseanne revival that came and went really quick. People were like really excited for it. And I thought, like, did Roseanne have this hard of a fun? Like, I remember it being on air, and I never cared about it. Never saw it. I always thought it looked dumb or whatever.
The only ones at school who liked it were the poor kids. I remember. 'Cause they were poor.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, you would like Roseanne.
Yeah.
I was feeling like I was too good for it.
I thought it was weird that it was making a revival and people were excited before it about it, and it reviewed well until she like said that thing or whatever.
It was racist, right?
It was not. It was.
Had implications, but yeah.
No, but it really wasn't.
Call her out,
If you
Mike.
call
black
Sure, go ahead.
people-
Yeah, let's talk about
Call a black person
so
an ape is a
it was-
good idea.
I'm gonna bring it up.
It was poorly worded, but if you actually look into her intentions, it's clear that she wasn't trying to be racist. She just.
I don't think she was.
It's
intending-
like what Kramer did.
I think
no,
she's.
it's not like that at all. That was far more blatant. It was some like attorney or senator or whatever was trashing her or something. It was I think of mixed race and so kind of like a lightish black type person.
Yeah.
And she
Chocolate.
said something like, "Oh, I don't really care to hear." This is what Roseanne said about her. She said, "I don't really care to hear criticism from someone who looks like they're from Planet of the Apes," which does sound like
That's a pretty bad.
it does sound like a really racist comment.
She's talking about Michael Jackson,
If,
half black.
If you look at, there's the character in the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes that has like the exact same, like a very similar facial structure to this lady
Okay.
that she was.
Well, the tweet is
Yeah,
what's
Muslim.
the exact
It's a
tweet?
Muslim Brotherhood and Planet of the Apes had a baby.
I don't know
And the stupid thing was like when she's like, I didn't know she was black. I thought she was Jewish, and then they're like,
And then she
so why
started
did you
saying
say
she was
Muslim
on
Brotherhood
Xanax.
though? And then it kind of just
Yeah,
didn't.
I don't know what
really
Muslim
line
did
up.
because I don't even think I read the tweet. I just heard people freaking out about it.
Yeah.
And then someone showed a picture of this like attorney, senator, whoever she is.
Yeah.
And beside this character from Planet of the Apes, they do look alike. And not because of the tone of the skin, but it's like their facial structure and haircut is like identical and everything. But
I didn't think it was the worst thing, but it definitely was tone deaf. Like she shouldn't have. She shouldn't have said that.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, when I look into it, I see what you were trying to say, but I can also see where people are misconstrued that very easily.
I'm not gonna try to like excuse Roseanne. Like she's on a Chuck Lorre show. She's a piece of crap that baby boomers
There,
like.
take it home.
Yeah, back to Chuck.
She doesn't need any. These shows are just
They're garbage.
they're the least funny. I don't want to say they're necessarily the least funny sitcoms. To me, the best proof of how unfunny these are, and you can take any diehard fan of The Big Bang Theory and just play them an episode with the laugh track removed, and they won't even crack a smile.
Yeah.
Like it is not funny at all. I get that he's kind of worked out this formula for his characters, and they kind of like they have a way of doing characters in a particular way. I get that he's kind of refined it in a particular direction that I fucking hate. It's.
Well, have you ever seen those YouTube clips where like they replace the laugh track in Big Bang Theory with a bird? Going but it's really awful and annoying, and I'm like, that's how I feel when I see the show, and it totally resonates.
There's a much better version of this that someone did. This is going to require some clarification. We've talked about Better Media a bunch in the past, and there's a certain one of the people that makes videos there. His name's Rich Evans, who just has the most insane laugh you've ever heard.
Oh, they
the
put
best.
Rich
It's the
Evans
best.
It
laugh.
sounds like a crow cackling all the time.
That's what it sounds
Exactly
like.
what it
It's
is.
the greatest laugh of all time.
Scary.
But someone replaced the laugh tracks with Rich Evans laughing.
Oh, that is awesome.
It's incredible. He's done it with like a bunch of stuff, and it's
Oh, that's
so
great.
And that's all of Chuck Lorre's show. The laugh track is the only thing you're laughing at, and it's not even
Yeah,
that
'cause
funny of
it's
a
all
laugh
like-
track. It could be Rich Evans' laugh. That'd be way funnier.
It's all like the most like toothless, like boomer humor style jokes where it's like, oh, it's
Just
I got a
one-liners.
bad case of the Mondays. And the laugh track.
Yeah.
Or Sheldon walks on screen for the first time in the episode. You hear, ooh, like people
Yeah,
clapping.
everybody's clapping just because they
There's
like
no
him.
one there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just those style of shows that feel super dated, but they're still around, and it's got to be boomers are the only one keeping them alive.
Oh, it's got to be.
Because it feels so dated, but they're still so popular. Like Big Bang Theory has like 200 seasons now. It's still fucking
200 seasons.
That's insane.
Yeah, something close to that. I think it's the worst show, man. I hate that show. Oh, it's nerd humor. It's just smart people.
Oh,
No,
yeah. It's
not.
like, it's all the exact same jokes in every single show that Chuck Lorre makes, and then he just stylizes it with a different type of person. Like, 2.5 Men, it's like, well, we're going to make a show about a bunch of washed-up actors playing in a Chuck Lorre show. Then we've got Dharma and Greg. I love...
Same premise, but they're gay.
Yeah. I love this.
What's that, Will and Grace?
No, that's Will and Grace.
Grace.
Dharma and Greg
Yeah,
is the one
probably
with that blonde chick, and I love the Family Guy one of it. Dharma, she's like standing on a couch or something, just on her feet, like on the couch. Come down from there. Why don't you come up? And the laugh track goes, and it's like that's like every joke in one of these. It's why don't you come up? Like it's like it's not even a joke. Like what is that even?
They feel like shows that are just hanging on to like the heyday of just stupid, shitty sitcoms like Family Matters and Saved by the Bell and all that. It's like someone's still just hanging on, and like they've milked.
They make money.
They've milked everything they possibly can in terms of like stories and whatever from this format, but it's still going and it's still popular. And it's popular because boomers just haven't died yet, so refuse to die.
Yeah.
So one of the things that makes it not work so much, and I think that the Big Bang Theory is the easiest to talk about because
it's the biggest.
Yeah, well, I mean, 2.5 Men was pretty big too.
Like, but it's not current.
Charlie Sheen kind of tanked that one, but so the Big Bang Theory, it's like, oh well, this is a show nerds can like, because we've got nerds in it, and it's just a bunch of nerds. So let's take a look at some of this nerd humor. They're talking to that hot blonde chick or whatever that everyone likes.
Penny.
Everyone knows she needs
She's
another
not.
50 pounds. But
She's not hot.
I don't know.
50, you undersold that. I know. We know what you really want.
Yeah. So she's explaining. So she's explaining to these nerds, these nerds, they just don't get normal life because they're like basically autistic, So she's explaining to them what her job is. She's a waitress. Like she's just a waitress. So she goes, yeah, well, it's the Cheesecake Factory. People order cheesecake and I bring it to them. So you act as a sort of carbohydrate delivery system.
Yeah.
Like this is basically Neil deGrasse Tyson is writing the script for this.
But I'd never seen the show. I remember it's branded as smart humor or whatever. And
Oh,
I remember
God.
watching it, and I've seen one full episode of my life, and it has the most unnatural dialogue. I remember thinking, like, people don't talk like this in real life. Even, quote unquote nerds, they don't use like these weird particle physics things in everyday conversation.
Well,
Like,
the other thing, so they wanted to reach out to the nerd audience because it's big. Because nerd stuff is really big right now, but they still want to they still don't know how to write outside of that shitty dated sitcom.
Yeah.
So they're still it's still about them going out and getting dates and whatever. And you have a character like Sheldon who it's like, yeah, I've seen an episode of the show. It's like
He is absolutely
he's
autistic.
like borderline I'd say I know they're sort of similar. But it's like that's like Asperger's, where it's like he's like complete just horrid social skills or whatever.
Yeah,
So,
totally.
yeah, he would not be just always dating and whatever, like that typical sitcom sort of thing. So I would say two things about this is that A, it's really not for nerds, and B, if it was we need more nerds. I want to see a bunch of fucking people in Flash t-shirts, making jokes about Comic-Con. If it's not for nerds, which totally isn't, it's bad. And if it is for nerds, it's like, I'm sick of doing more nerd shit on TV.
I mean, so what it really is though is these characters are what baby boomers think nerds are.
Is that right?
That's what it is.
It could be that, but yeah, this
is what they think that young nerds are like. I mean, maybe they are.
It's the toothless humor that annoys me, like the crappy Monday style jokes, and it's a weird kind of toothless because I think comedy's getting a little shitty lately because everyone's afraid to say stuff. We have all this James Gunn sort of stuff. And, stand-up comedy has just become almost dog shit now, except for a few exceptions. But this is these shows, these Chuck Lorre shows are like toothless in a way where it's not even that they're not trying to offend anyone. It's just they've found an audience of people who love the lamest.
Yeah, they're casting a wide net.
Yeah, it's called baby boomers.
Yeah,
that's the audience.
But it's weird. It's like it's not stooped in any like SJW or PC style stuff. It's like it's just inoffensive because there's this audience of aging people who just won't die that just love jokes about like toothpaste and stuff. I don't know why that came to mind, but it did. That's where my mind went.
So I think we were talking last time. We were talking about how they flip their channel on their satellite TV channel by channel. They're not even using not even using the guide, and they basically. I think that why these Chuck Lorre shows work is that they have a certain pacing and cadence
There's a formula
with the way the formula goes that when you do flip onto it, I think it does make them feel really good. Feel like, oh yeah, this feels good to have on the television screen while I'm in this room. They're not really watching it, of course. And so I think that's why these shows are successful. I have another one of these nerd jokes. They're talking about Superman and the dumb waitress girl, of course. Yeah, I like the one where Lois Lane falls from the helicopter and Superman swooshes down and catches her. And then Sheldon goes, you realize that scene was rife with scientific inaccuracy. Lois Lane is accelerating at an initial rate of 32 feet per second. Superman swoops down to save her by reaching out two arms of steel. Miss Lane, who's now traveling at approximately 120 miles per hour, hits them and is immediately sliced into equal pieces. It's like,
and then it cuts over to the different characters, like reaction shot. Sheldon.
I wish, except for they all just get in. Well, but you're assuming that Superman isn't matching her speed and decelerates at the right time. And it's like, this is exactly what nerds are like. I mean, these are the nerds that I don't like are like this.
Yeah, you know how insufferable that type of person is. You're talking about Superman.
I definitely know how insufferable that type of person is to be around. I'm always around them.
Yeah.
All the time.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
What was the girl's name again?
Penny.
You mean Hope?
Hope.
Throwback
to Showgirls because no one's watching that. So, baby boomers. And you know how you know this show is for baby boomers? Because at the end of every episode of a Chuck Lorre show, after the credits, you've seen this before, and it's a big white screen with black text, and the text fills the screen. It's got to be about 500 words of text. And it's as if you're reading this, it's because you've recorded this show, and then Chuck Lorre has a personalized message on every episode of something else.
Anti-piracy?
No, it's not anti-piracy. He just talks about the episode. It's like if you're you guys have never seen this,
I don't watch.
I haven't seen it, but I can never read it.
Well, this is why
Didn't care to try.
This is why when we were talking about what movie to talk about, I Chuck Lorre because I didn't want to watch any episodes of any of this guy.
No.
I'll watch a crappy 2-hour movie or whatever.
So they'll have a screen like this. It's this white screen, black text, Chuck Lorre Productions, number 210. And then he just talks about a bunch of stuff.
It's just random stuff.
How do you read that?
Yeah.
You have to be DVR.
You have to tape it. Only something that a baby boomer would do.
Can they figure that out on the TV?
You can pause TV. You don't have to tape
Well, it's been like this for 30 years. Ever since,
Okay.
I think even Dharma and Greg, I think that was in 97. So it's like 20 years ago, basically.
Oh, wow.
Have always done this. Only baby boomers are VCRing Chuck Lorre shows.
VCR.
It would be awesome if the notes were like weird conspiracy stuff, like just stuff about like chemtrails and shit.
Yeah, no producer is going to actually pause and read it, so it'll just get past any censor, basically. So that's why baby boomers are shit of the week. Back on to Buttsex. Speaking of baby boomers, who likes Brokeback Mountain?
I thought it was funny in Brokeback Mountain. There's again to the dialogue. There's a strange amount of like weird triple negative statements.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Like so, a double negative.
You can't never go.
Be like, oh yeah, I ain't never done that. It's a double negative because you're using not and never. But there was a whole bunch of
It was triple.
triple. It'd be stuff like I ain't never knew you could say something.
Yeah.
And then you're like, wait, does that make something?
Yeah.
But
I can't not never.
guess it does work, but they've thrown in a lot of
Well,
extra words.
Yeah, like I started laughing. I was like, guys, that's a triple negative. And then like I just thought it was completely grammatically correct. Now it's a lot of words, but then Andy, you were like, well, actually, it's fine. And I was like, I guess it is. And I started, okay, I guess they're not as dumb as I think I'm giving them too much credit.
Well,
but
it was one line, but then they said a whole
they
bunch
took it a
of
bunch. It was hilarious.
And I don't know if that was them trying to do like a southern accent or southern lingo sort of thing, but they're just like
They
these long,
sound so stupid.
unnecessary long sentences.
Like Jake Gyllenhaal had a lengthy one, didn't he?
Well, so this, like, he had another line in this movie quite a bit later on, and it wasn't this triple negative thing, but I wrote it down because me and you both looked at each other.
It was so.
It just felt so weird. Jake, Jack Twist and Anus are having an argument. He says about the situation. He's tired of having to only meeting up like every 6 months for a weekend or whatever. He turns to me and says, this is a goddamn son of a bitch of an unsatisfactory situation.
Yeah.
Like, who wrote this? It's such like this weird line. Like, I don't know. There's something about a line like that where it's just like too many words.
Yeah, he could just say, this sucks. It's a lot of words.
Yeah.
So funny.
I don't know. There's something about the dialogue and like beyond all the weird euphemism stuff we're talking about. But yeah, weird triple negative things which you never even heard of.
Yeah,
before.
I've
Like,
never heard of someone ever doing that. Very wordy, yeah.
I noticed. I don't mean to call you out. Or anything.
Go for it.
You seem more turned on by this movie than Showgirls, and not
Yeah,
in like a gay way. I
Yeah.
don't mean that
Yeah.
make some stupid obvious joke or whatever. Like every time
There was more sexual tension in this than all of
beyond
Showgirls
that,
put
like
together.
every single time a girl showed up, you're like, oh my god, she's so hot. or
Well,
whatever.
Anne
There was so much
Hathaway's in it.
extra-
So.
You said those exact words that excited every time.
She's so hot.
Ah, she's hot.
It's quite funny.
Yeah.
I mean, there's young, like famous actresses now that I never would have guessed were in this movie.
Yeah, they're so hot.
Like Anne Hathaway was in it, and
Yeah.
Kate Mara. And you like Kate Mara, don't you?
I don't remember which one she is, but there's
The
there's
daughter,
hot
the
girls.
one you kept saying he
she's
should bang his daughter.
hot. She's so hot.
Sexy Randy Quaid.
Oh yeah, I can't
Blew me
resist it.
away. Yeah, no, this movie was full of a lot more sexuality than all of Showgirls, which is really weird because Showgirls had so many tits.
I think it's
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a couple seconds here to praise Showgirls. It speaks to what he was trying to do. Like he made a movie full of so much nudity as much nudity as possible, female nudity as possible, and it's the least erotic thing you've ever seen.
And then switched to Brokeback,
To
and
the
I'm
point
popping
where-
boners left and right.
I think they left out all the cool, realistic parts of butt sex. You know, like you got to get those enemas.
You need a shower after.
Yeah, you got to have.
Yeah.
a
They
shower.
were
He didn't have
nowhere
a
near any
shower.
showers.
He like has sex with that dude in the tent, and the next morning they're just like up riding.
Run around with
right now.
stank dank.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta have a shower. You gotta bathe after. You gotta get a lube shooter up your butt.
A
you
lube
got lots
shooter.
So you got lots of lube up there.
It's just a turkey baster like a normal
game.
gay.
That Jake Gyllenhaal, Jack Twist, he just had a lot of experience with butt stuff.
Yeah, I feel like he was
a
seducing.
real calloused sphincter.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Prolapsed and
Actually got
callous.
one of those. No, yeah.
Oh, boy.
So one of the things that I think I might have been able to tune into how it works if you're gay, I think that gay guys are actually just straight guys, but they didn't realize that other guys think vaginas are weird too. Because they're like, oh man, these vaginas are so weird. I guess I'm gay. But
Which is not a line that happens in this movie.
that's exactly what
I
happens.
just wanted to bring up how
in
you
this
think
movie.
vaginas are weird.
Everybody thinks they're weird, man.
They're weird, but I love
They're
them.
bizarre. You talk to
All
women, they're like,
genders.
yeah, I think my own vagina is bizarre. Like, it's a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's the weird thing.
That's
You
true.
think you
So many
don't-
flips, flaps, and flabias.
Yeah, you don't.
Flips and labias and hoods and that's too much.
Vents.
Vents.
Irrigation.
Yeah,
It's getting really
Sphincters too. You know,
Gills
like,
vents.
they're bizarre to everyone, and I think that's what happened to the gay guys. Nobody told them like, he talked to one of his buddies. He's like, I think vaginas are weird. And he was talking to one of those guys who likes looking at those 1-inch long nipples. And the guy's like, no, those are the greatest thing ever. Like, I want to stick my eyeballs in.
The movie or a conversation?
No, I'm just telling you how a gay guy becomes gay. I'm just telling you.
So you think he chose to be gay?
The truth about the world. No, it's like the gay guy, he talks to one guy, and the guy's like, oh no, that's totally normal. I want to stick my nose up in a vagina and my eyeballs. Like, I want to get all in there. And the gay guy's like, oh man, I think they're kind of weird. So I guess I'm gay. And then you go down a path.
This is exactly how attraction works. You find the thing that you're not attracted to, and figure out why you aren't, and not really just following what you are attracted to.
Well, that's what I learned from Brokeback Mountain.
So one of the things I'm
It's a weird
interested in
stance.
about, I hope there's something to it. There might not be. Is any potential response from the Mueller family that this movie might have had? Because I know you're weird uncle or something and you're always talking about these VCRs, these Christian VCRs that censor nudity.
Yeah, I want to see the Pure Flex version of Brokeback Mountain.
Was there any Mueller family history?
Any conservative Mueller family history?
Any kind of responsiveness? Because this was 2003, so this was quite a while ago.
2005.
It probably would have been exactly the same as those lynching guys. I'm pretty sure they just lynched a gay guy.
Your family lynched a gay man. They have a long tradition of gay lynching.
Just
In response,
profound
one.
I'm sure they probably. I mean, it was on the news and stuff, and it's like, oh, these guys are having butt sex in this movie. We better give it an Academy Award. And I think everybody at the time, everyone was like, oh, that's a little weird. Okay, that's cool.
Well,
this is a good progressive
movie. I will say,
movie.
it definitely was a movie that you can tell, especially watching now, that got a lot more praise than just a regular movie or whatever.
Oh yeah, because it was just
I think the Tyrion movie's terrible, or whatever, but it's just
it won the award,
it's
right?
Just fine, and everyone went crazy for it. And I bet there was a lot of people not afraid, but just that didn't want me have written stuff of them criticizing this notoriously gay movie.
It's very much a lady Ghostbusters syndrome where people are afraid to say.
It's oddly enough, it's less egregious.
Yeah, it's less egregious where people are afraid to write anything bad against it because it's like, oh, well, then people are going to think I'm a sexist, and it's like, well, you can't really write that Brokeback Mountain sucks, because it was kind of boring. I mean, it's like, what did they won 3 Oscars for this movie.
Yeah.
Gustavo Santaolalla, he did the Last of Us soundtrack as well, without that guitar. Best achievement in directing. What the hell award is that? Best achievement in directing?
Is that not just best director?
Yeah. Is that a different award than just best director?
Well, maybe that was specifically awarded for the Buttsex scene.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to direct
the best
those
thing that got done.
Apparently, also he was the first Asian director to win best director, so that they had to, so you really couldn't write anything negative about this movie. But
Ang Lee has just a little side note. Ang Lee has a fascinating filmography. He reminds me of George Miller. George Miller did Mad Max, but he also did
The Happy
Feet. And
He did one of the Shameless Web sequels or something like that.
Babe, Pig in the City.
Oh, Babe, it's Babe.
He produced the first Baby movie.
Yeah.
Directed Babe, Pig in the City.
That's what it was.
Some romance.
Is Babe good?
Between all the Mad Max movies.
I don't even know what it's about. It's just about a pig, right?
The first kid. It's a talking pig.
Yeah. Does he do anything interesting though?
You heard sheep like a sheepdog would? That's what I remember.
Isn't Charlotte from Charlotte's Web in it? Isn't the spider? Yeah.
It's in Babe.
I don't know if it's supposed to be the same spider, but it's the same character.
They do seem like similar universes.
That's why I'm mixing it up, I
The
think.
Babe
The Babe cinematic.
You guys ever see that Mad TV sketch where it was Babe Watch? And it was Artie Lang playing like a pig man. And he's got all these weird breasts, 6 tits hanging off him. And he's running into the water trying to save people, and he's super fat. And it's so
That's
gross
such a
because it's
bad-
Artie Lang without a shirt. I'm like, that's probably actually what he looks like.
So Ang Lee, he directed Brokeback Mountain. He did that other movie, Life of Pi, which is very different, but whatever. They're not.
I mean, Life of Pi is supposed to be an incredible movie.
I remember really liking it.
I like
it, but I don't remember it much. But I remember really liking it.
I think it's shot well.
Right before Brokeback Mountain, he did the 2003 Hulk with Eric Bana, the one that everyone hated. He went from doing the Hulk to Brokeback Mountain, and a few years prior to the Hulk, he did Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. This guy is just. gotta give him something of a tip of the hat.
I guess he did Brokeback
All
Mountain.
over the place.
That was his Oscar movie. He's like, I gotta win something here. He's like, I'm just gonna make a gay movie. Everyone will be
able to not give me all the
everyone will be so
An
intimidated.
Asian man making a gay movie.
Yeah, they all have to
Good
go.
luck criticizing me.
Deep belly. Yeah, so for a movie that's won 141 awards on 128 nominations. That's like 3 Oscars, 4 Golden Globes, 2 BAFTAs. What the fuck is a BAFTA?
It's like a British award or something.
Gay. This one's a real gay award. It was not that great of a movie for how much. Like I was expecting to be like, oh, okay, we all laugh at it because it's like about butt sex. And
Yeah, it didn't really tug at my
it's
heartstrings or make me like, because I cry in movies.
Yeah, I cry in
all the
movies
time.
all the time. I watched Coco 3
Nothing-
times in the
nothing
last
like
2
that.
weeks.
You watched the
Brokeback Rule?
the other one I told you to watch.
No, I haven't
Book
watched
of the Dead.
the book of
Life. The Book of Life.
Richard's Cubes. Not yet.
I watched Coco 3 times. And
Yeah, I didn't even.
Yeah, it was great.
I didn't even really hate Brokeback Mountain. It's not great, but it's just a very okay movie. It's a solid
6.
maybe 6 out of 10. If
I would probably give it a 5.5, but
and I wouldn't argue with that.
it's got that nice soundtrack, that nice acoustic classical guitar soundtrack.
But Brandon, we mentioned it, you seem to have hated it.
It's just.
I'm just curious where the vitriol. It is a dry.
Sorry,
movie,
I don't
but
mean to
it's not
say
the worst
vitriol.
thing.
I think I was just
'Cause you
angry
were-
at how boring it was because it was so long too. It was over 2 hours,
Yeah, it's a 2 out of 10.
and I was just when we weren't cracking jokes, and eventually it's over 2 hours. The jokes eventually dried up a little bit because it was for the first hour of the movie. I think it was us constantly making comments.
Well,
And then-
that's because 25. It's 25 minutes of euphemisms that leads to
Yeah,
pretty
to butt
intense
sex.
butt sex.
go up to Tender
and then
Valley.
nothing interesting happens the rest of the movie.
Well, see, I don't I found the characters watchable. I wouldn't say really identified with them or found them captivating or anything like that. But okay, I understand their motivations. And
Yeah, watching their families,
It's an
their
interesting-
beards, and what they were doing to their wives. Finding out that actually they're kind of shitty parents.
I guess
people.
I found that interesting. The actual character's interesting, but I don't know if it's the slow, Western, Southern kind of style of life that's boring to me. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
I haven't analyzed it well enough in my head yet, but it
just didn't entertain you as much as you were hoping.
I guess not. But
Did you go into it with higher hopes?
I
That
did.
always
I
has an effect.
actually thought I would.
That always
I would
does it.
enjoy it.
I
quite a
had
bit.
the lowest hopes for this coming in when I found out it was
Well, I
perfect.
think one of the things
I was surprised.
that was severely disappointing was the extreme lack of hilarious gay slurs in the movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was shocking.
Not one. There's not even they didn't even I can see where they maybe avoided the F word.
Yeah.
Faggot. I'm gonna get it.
I
Thanks
thought
for
we were going to
clarifying that.
see the lynching. I remember that
You
happened.
saw a bit of a lynching.
No, it was just a flashback. It was just
I
a
was
free,
just thinking about-
no build up or anything.
I wanted hilarious Texan slurs.
Oh yeah, it is intense.
There was not even.
We had that
not
Step
even-
in the Rose one. That was a good Texan.
That's not a slur.
Step
Though.
in the
That's
road.
not like calling someone a fairy. Or something.
Everyone's
That's
bigger in
what I-
Texas,
We'll be
even
singing
the
about a man,
faggots.
I guess.
So I went on to Wikipedia and I found that they have an incredible list of every slur for gay people. I'm gonna link it to you guys.
Incredible list for
I know a
every-
lot of the English
This
ones.
is good.
It's an incredible read.
Can we just guess what
Yeah,
they
we can
are?
just-
The English ones are
Well,
pretty
they don't
good.
have. It's not like a dictionary thing. It's just a list of here's a bunch.
Oh,
of
so you got to
slurs.
just make up. You got to figure it out in your head.
I wrote down some of my favorites.
Let's play a
If you
game
guys
show.
wanna take a look
Well,
at
the English ones, I know just off the top of my head.
LGBT.
You're not just gonna read it out to us?
slang
So
terms.
It's a long list.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
very, very, very long list.
So Poofter's probably one
Oh,
of my
this is
favorite ones.
great.
Is Bummer on there?
Okay, hold on.
Bugger's on.
They're categorized for lesbians,
Yeah.
for gay men. Let's see, this is a long list for gay
There's
men.
Bum
For
Chum.
bisexuals, bisexuals has one switch hitter. We've all heard that one.
Nobody cares about bisexuals.
That's true.
Nobody's
Which is what
offended
these
by it.
gentlemen were, though.
No.
For androgynous or intersex.
Arse Bandit.
I like.
That's a good
I
one.
That's a great one.
Construction worker. 'Cause it's
That's
just
good.
it's the most forced thing
That's
I've
really
ever
good.
read.
Bum driller.
The Crafty Butcher.
Butt
Crafty,
pirate.
well, that's exactly the one I was looking for.
Okay.
Look at how many different variations of queen there is. I really like
What the
that.
fuck is a chutney ferret?
That sounds like an Indian one.
Yeah, it sounds like chutney's delicious, right? Isn't that
Oh.
jam?
Man,
Oh,
the
dude.
first ones for gay men are the best. You got Anal Assassin and Anal Astronaut.
There's some
Hey,
good
the
ones in here.
astronaut.
Donut puncher.
Meat masseuse. This is pretty good.
Bumhole engineer.
I just like
me going on there. And
Very
saying, "Oh, this is my bumhole engineer." Like, no one's actually used that.
yeah. It's the funniest that it's on Wikipedia and not on
No, this isn't like
not on
some
Urban
spin-
Dictionary.
Yeah, this is not
Yeah.
some spin-off Wikipedia.
Muscle
like a
Mary.
Muslim one.
Bean Queen.
Oklahoma.
Look at all the different queens.
attracted
Seriously, that's a Mexican gay, I bet.
Hello, bite.
I
But
got
it's a gay man attracted to Hispanic. This
Okay.
one, so some of them do it. It's convenient.
a pissy queen, a gay man perceived as fussy.
Sounds like you.
A ring raider.
Oklahoma.
Is this,
Oh
was this
my
movie in
God.
Oklahoma?
This one's called. This
Wyoming.
one's just
Wyoming.
shit stabber.
Wyohomo? Wyoming.
I do know that one.
Oh, sperm gurgler. That is disgusting.
Yeah.
And then turd
Homo.
burglar.
Turd burglar.
Sod's pretty good. It's just a abbreviated sodomy. I like it.
Sod.
These are clearly what was missing from this
Yeah,
movie.
that's great.
I fully agree. So,
Well, I just wanted to laugh at like some hilarious slurs. Like we didn't get. I thought for sure there'd be a bunch because they're in like this like southern farmland. There's all these like rednecks that hate them and shit. I thought for sure they'd have some funny lingo. Not one throughout the whole.
Not a
movie.
single one.
Very disappointing.
very disappointing.
Chutney
anally.
ferret. Oh, that's good.
Where's the Asian?
I just want
to.
to full disclosure. I'm an ally.
We love that word here.
I love
we love the word
And
ally.
that's faggot wrong.
Cockpipe cosmonaut.
Oh no.
So you guys ready? You guys ready to give some dating advice?
Yes.
What-
Dun,
Are
dun,
we
dun,
closing it
dun,
off or
dun.
anything
Yeah.
more on Brokeback?
I think-
don't have much on.
I no, that's it. We're closing off with dating advice here.
2 in a row we're doing this.
Gay
It's just
dating
such a-
advice?
Because people won't. People
Straight
will
man
tune out.
giving gay dating
Yeah,
advice?
People got to wait till the end.
Yeah,
to get
because
the
people will
dating
tune
advice.
out after a dating advice. You can't give that away right
Yeah, I know it's our star segment here. So, so I was able to get some. A gay man wrote in with some dating. He needed
good.
some dating advice. So
now. What's his name?
Really good thematically and anonymous.
Yeah.
Andrew
So he says, "Hi, I'm a 26-year-old gay male. I'm living in the UK. I decided to book an appointment with a new doctor, and to my surprise, he was one of the best doctors I've met since I was a child. He's
Proctologist.
very attentive. He's talkative. He seemed to take a deep interest in my life and my origins because I'm Jewish Portuguese and I have a Chinese name as well. Like it's a bunch of mixes.
That's messy.
So he guided me into his office. He pulled a chair out for me, and during the consultation, he was quite eager to chat and ask personal questions. What do I do for a hobby? What do I study at university? What do I do for a living? And the way he talks and the way he looks at me and the way he's chatting about these trivial things, it's making me think that maybe he kind of likes me, like he's interested in me as a, in a gay way.
This person's delusional.
So, of course, just because you're chatting doesn't mean that somebody's into you, but the way he treats me with such delicacy and stares at me as if I'm something precious, I've noticed he doesn't treat his other patients with the same enthusiasm. So,
Wait,
How does he know?
How much do you mean?
It's a private room.
Other patients has he seen being treated by the doctor?
well, it's not a chat forum here. Like I'm just, he
No,
wrote in. I don't know the answer.
Anyway, continue.
I don't know how to explain, but what do you guys think about this situation? And also, he's Pakistani, and I'm not sure because they're not super gay friendly. Those Pakistanis out there.
What's his question, sorry?
So it's like, is my doctor into me? What should I do?
I have a piece of advice I'd like to get.
Yeah.
out
How
there
can we
first
figure out if the doctor's into?
is first you got to choose an ethnicity and run with it.
Well, I think he's saying between his first and middle names, he's got a few.
Yeah, no, just pick one and tell everybody that you're that.
Quit sitting on the fence, buddy.
Yeah, that'll make it obvious.
What he needs to do, doctor is a perfect scenario. You can set up all sorts of scenarios where they have to handle you down. Hey, doctor, I got something wrong with my wiener. I need to check out. And he's fondling
It's
your
been
ball.
stricken by rigor mortis.
That's at least how you take it to the next step. It's easy to get a doctor to do all that stuff.
It's easy to get a doctor to fondle your junk.
Yeah.
I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Well,
We all
pick
get,
me
we
up.
all get lonely.
It just
I say ask for a prostate exam and then come in the next day and ask for another prostate exam.
However that goes over.
If he says yes, it's true.
That's
love.
perfect. Yeah,
That's how you know.
You gotta do the prostate thing.
That's pretty good
You
advice.
can
That's
just
great
start
advice.
kissing them.
So
Just kiss him.
Then you'll
Suck
know.
it up and kiss him.
Thing, like if he doesn't want to, escalate things further, you can just constantly make him have situations where he has to touch your junk for health reasons. You
Just-
can get what you want out of
Yeah.
him without him having to give anything emotionally.
Just ask him if he's ever
Problem
taken a
solved.
trip to Brokeback Mountain.
Hey, ever seen the movie Brokeback Mountain?
Have you ever been to Brokeback Mountain?
Do you think that's like a way that the gays condition people?
Brokeback Mountain.
They started asking people, "Hey, you ever seen that movie Brokeback Mountain?" It's a real artsy movie.
I think we're the only ones that have talked about it in like 15 years.
Well, we did dust off the only available copy out of that vault.
VHSs.
Had one copy that it was very dusty. Nobody's
Weird
watched it.
sticky
All right, we
bone.
solved this young Pakistani Chinese man's problems.
All right.
Wait,
so let's.
Mongolian.
Portuguese, Pakistani, Jewish, and Chinese.
All the colors.
No, he's not Pakistani. He said his doctor's Pakistani, and,
Oh.
and the Pakistani hate the gays.
Uh-oh.
And he said that he has a Jewish and Chinese name, like in his first and middle name. So it's a bit of a mix. So it's
Bit of a
interesting.
crisis there.
Maybe he could ask him, "Hey, do the Pakistanis hate the gays?"
The answer
No,
is
I think the prostate thing is the way to do it.
Yeah. Oh, good thing. I
2
know.
prostate exams.
All right, so let's. I got somebody here that we can help with a dating profile. It's the second piece of dating advice that we can give. So I've got an online dating profile here. I've got I'll read it out to you guys, and let's see how we can help improve this young lady's dating profile and improve her chances of a life of love and butt sex.
Mhm.
So my first piece of advice is
ditch the love and just stick with butt.
ask
Dead end.
the guy if he's seen Brokeback Mountain.
Duh.
Do you remember that scene in Brokeback Mountain
Yeah.
where they don't do anything? Hey, my name is Jennel, but everyone calls me Jen.
Jen.
For
Now,
sure.
everyone calls me
Sure.
genital.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a woman, you said?
Yeah,
It's a-
yeah.
A lesbian?
Yeah, I'm. No, it's just a normal woman. It's not a
I
gay.
thought this was themed.
No, the first one was themed. I'm 27 years old. I'm Filipino. I was born in Winnipeg, in
Cultural.
Canada. I like to go out with my friends and family, and they're very important to me. They mean the world to me. I'm a very nice and sweet and caring girl. But once you get to know me better, you'll like me. That's for sure.
You don't like her at first. You gotta get to know her first. That's
Is she
great.
ugly?
Is her self-esteem low? She's ugly.
But sometimes I may be a bitch if people try to piss me off or
she's
get
hot
on
now.
my all caps bad side. Sorry, what you
I
say?
never heard Rich say that.
She's hot now.
Yeah.
She better be if she's gonna be a bitch.
I'm not picky at all. I eat all kinds of food, but
She's
not
totally-
caps. Spicy.
Perfect for you, Muller. She eats lots of food and she doesn't like
Yeah,
spicy
yeah.
food.
I love shopping. I'm a big fan of makeup. So the next section here is in all caps. What I'm looking for is a very serious relationship.
Nice.
I want a loyal, honest, and respect guy who doesn't cheat or lie or won't hide shit from me or play games with me. I want a guy who will always be there for me no matter and will always be there if I need a shoulder to cry on, ampersand. He will
That's
always
long.
be there to talk to me and help me with my problems, who will always take my sides,
Holy shit.
take care of me, respects me, treats me right, loves me and loves me.
Holy.
I'm just reading this punctually as it's
So
written.
this is an all caps run-on sentence.
Yeah, it's massive.
Yeah, if I had taken a pause, there was a period. Loves me and loves me for who I am and won't change me at all, cares about me and my safety.
Holy shit.
A
Her
guy
last
who's willing
relationship-
to
oh
do
my God.
anything and everything for me and is willing to fight for me. Spends time with me, brings me out, is protected of me, introduces me to his family. A guy who will always make me happy,
Oh.
sees me every day. A guy who will make an effort,
You okay?
supports me in what I'm doing with my
It's
life.
method
A guy who won't cheat or lie to me and won't ever broke my heart into pieces.
Wow.
One second. I need a
Is there
Still
more?
all caps.
Is there more?
We're
Holy shit.
I have the perfect advice.
is very serious
Jim.
about me. I want a guy who will stand by me always. I deserve to be happy. 3 exclamation marks. I need a guy who will always appreciates me no matter what.
Appreciates? Did she spell it that way?
I'm reading it as it's written,
Broke
guys.
my heart.
I want a guy who will spoil me always. I want a guy who will always call and text me every day and will always answer my phone calls and will talk on the phone with me before I go to sleep. Before. I'm not here to play games, so please don't message me if you're not serious, please. I'm tired of playing games, 4 exclamation marks.
The beginning of her profile was pretty normal
Yeah.
and whatever, and it's like
It's
rant time.
Her anxiety medication wore off.
Last sentence. Please read my profile before you decide
That should
to
be
message
the first
me.
sentence, you moron.
Signed off,
Oh
Jen.
my god.
And then there's a section for conversation starters, and then she says, "I would love to start a conversation of getting to know each other."
Fair enough. Okay, so I've seen these profiles before, and my favorite part is that like you know exactly what happened in her last relationship.
Yeah.
Like the last one was all the opposite shit happened.
Yeah.
Like, you got cheated on and lied to. No, your boyfriend didn't want to talk to you before you went to bed. So is she
Wouldn't
ugly?
talk to you, wouldn't be introduced to your family.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
another one.
So she's real fugly, eh?
I didn't even save this. I didn't save the
She's
photo.
huge. You can tell.
So,
You can tell.
well, you're dead wrong about that because the fact that you missed out on that she's Filipino and they're all like,
Oh, sorry.
they're all like
Oh, she's a nanny.
Yeah, sure.
I forgot about that
So
already.
here's what she has to do because Filipino women are all seriously like 4 foot tall. They're very short. So what you do, because she sounds like she wants to be in control of the relationship. She wants to control, but every guy she meets is going to be taller than her because even the average, like what, 5'10" height, is
Yeah,
staggering.
it doesn't matter. Though.
Staggering over most Filipino.
Probably
women.
5'7", I think,
So
is the
just
average guy.
change. There must be an option on there to like midgets only because right now, you'll be short. You'll be the only type of guy that's shorter than you, and you can maintain control of the relationship. You can walk all over them, literally. Problem solved.
Wowza. So it's a height thing.
It's a power struggle. These relationships. You gotta understand that.
She just
It's
needs
all
to
relationships.
delete everything after that first caps lock. Or as soon as she hit caps lock, she needs to just delete all of that.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the
The
obvious
beginning
advice.
was a normal profile, and then everything else is just, are you high?
I mean, she already changed her name from Janelle to Jen, so that was a good move.
That's good. Yeah, you don't want to be Jen now.
don't-
There's
just-
some cognitive ability there.
I eat all kinds of food, but not spicy.
That
Perfect
doesn't
for
sound
you.
right
Perfect for me.
Yeah, just date them all.
Keep that. What
So you don't know what she looks like?
what is with?
You're less shallow. than-
Sometimes they don't send us what the pictures are, man.
Oh, that's
Nor does that translate over in podcast.
Yeah. What is with women writing as a hobby shopping and makeup?
Because that's a typical.
I would
hobby.
like to date a girl that has a hobby of shopping.
Do you also like dating girls who have a hobby of having a period every month? Of course, they like shopping and makeup.
Oh my god. Sure. Okay.
What are you expecting? Like, how would that goes in the hobby section?
Well, because they're just writing down their hobbies.
I like
Yeah,
eating dinner at dinner time as well. That's another hobby of mine.
What did your mother do to you?
Look, most people aren't interesting people, us included. You just got to write down whatever, and it's probably going to be the same thing that like 40 million
Yeah.
other people wrote down.
I think women are intimidated by my dating profile. They're like, man, this guy's way too interesting.
What's your dating profile
Yeah.
look like, Mueller? I want to see that.
Just pictures of rocks.
It's either just going to be like super fake. Or
It's
whatever.
definitely got a bullet list. I can tell. I guarantee
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a bullet list.
Okay, you guys want to do it?
Yeah.
You guys
Yeah.
wanna do it?
Let's
Okay,
do
well,
this.
there has to be predictions. I want
Wow,
I
bullet
want a
list is
solid
for
amount.
one.
I want 5 minutes of predictions.
I
'cause
bet
we
he
gotta-
mentions he's a musician more than twice.
A
Or
real
at least more than
musician?
once.
Okay, wait. I gotta roll. Are we gonna write down these? Okay, musician 2 times. Okay, we had what was the first prediction?
Bullet list.
Bullet list. Okay, we got Mueller dating profile bingo starting here. What else is gonna be on there?
Picture of you in a sweater.
Okay, sweater photo.
Okay, some overcomplicated description of what you do for a living.
Over
Very wordy.
description
Very
of
wordy.
what I do for a living. All right. What else do we got here, Andy?
I don't know. I think Richard really nailed it.
Yeah, well, you can't have bingo with 4 items. You need like a grid of at
Bingo
least
now?
4x4.
Yeah, we need,
You need at least 16
11
predictions.
more.
You mentioned family. Definitely
family?
family comes up in your
Okay, family comes up.
Oh, are you?
your faith.
faith.
I think you put in the fact that you're restoring cars with your dad.
Restoring car with dad.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll mention with dad, but I noticed on the last episode when you were bragging about your cool car, you were just talking about your dad's car the whole fucking time. So
I mean, you're acting as if that's not my car.
Your daddy's car. Yeah.
Yeah, I am.
It's like we have
You're spot on.
Oh, I know.
It's not.
I got one. He mentions The Office. Definitely.
Oh, The Office. Okay, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
I mean, like, if you get a car when your parents die, it's your car. It's pretty simple.
It's their estate's car.
But the way you talk, because again, you really put yourself on a pedestal there. Talking about your car. You never once mentioned it was like a family car or whatever. It was just.
Oh no! Like one of the bragging points is like my grandpa's the first owner. That's one of the bragging points. He's like he's the first owner. My dad's the second owner. I'll be the third owner of the car. Like that's a bragging point.
I definitely don't have this outlook of things. It's like all these things that the parents line, they're mine. They'll be mine soon.
Well,
might not be.
Well, I think I would feel differently about it if I had not. I think I'd feel differently if I had not done anything.
Yeah, for
So it's like if I spend, 50 hours on it and, pay a buttload of money to get it reupholstered out of my pocket, it's like, well, yeah, there's a certain sense of ownership you have over it. Like I don't talk about, my parents' pool that way. It's like, I don't care. They just put up the
You treat
pool.
their food that way, though. It's so funny. Every time sometimes you come from your parents' house, you always have like containers of food and stuff that you're taken from
That's
them.
awesome.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, you're acting, I love the way that you guys talk about my life. And it's like everybody I run into, these are very normal things. It's like, yeah, your parents, like they, your family, everybody comes over like a family
You have
dinner.
a family reunion every month.
The big Muller one's coming up.
Lots of people I talk to, they're like, yeah, I go over to my parents and have some dinner. It's free food. It's
That's
awesome.
not a reunion.
You started talking about reunions. I was talking about what Braden was talking about.
Anyway, are we getting back to
Anyway,
that?
sorry.
My question about your profile. When did you first make this profile? Like what?
It's updated regularly.
Okay, because
There are some old things left in there, and there are
the
some
old
new
things
things.
left in there is I'm going to guess either a mention of
Anime.
Tool or the Mars Volta.
Nice.
Oh man, okay. So you already have a check.
Write it down.
It's not in there now, but it used to be.
Okay.
I definitely used
I got a
to.
half point.
I definitely used to list a bunch of bands, and I just
Which
stopped.
is a bad idea.
Yeah, which is a bad. I learned that was a dumb idea, so I just stopped doing it.
Yeah.
I just said I like.
Well, that's why I asked.
I like music.
I like
I had
this.
a feeling that might have got filtered
That's
out,
fine.
but if it was like an old
Yeah.
profile,
It absolutely was on an
Music
old
is my life.
Is there a plug for the podcast? That's a prediction.
plug for podcast. All right.
no, you don't want to let people know the real
No.
dangerous game I would think.
Okay. Any other predictions?
So, is there something anime related? Should we?
Okay, I'll say.
Okay.
Is that you gotta decide. You gotta commit
Yeah,
to
put it
your
on
guess.
there.
Anime.
I think I'm reaching though, but.
Yeah, that's rich. You don't want to reveal that you're a program, so you wouldn't.
Okay, should we do this?
Unless
Okay.
you're trying to pick up teenage boys.
Oh, your profile says that you like to hike.
Yes.
I'll put in hiking.
Even though it's not true.
I mean, at this point, I guess you guys are really just listing off some of my interests and guessing whether I put those
Yeah.
interests in the profile.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah,
It's not,
it's a guess of like how you're trying to sell yourself.
oh,
That's
got
the
you.
guess.
Okay.
Okay.
It's like
Let's do
what
this.
things about you are you putting in there? What things?
Okay, so you guys have
Because you're
to.
not going to mention stuff like, yeah, I'm a total fucking bitch.
Yeah, I definitely don't put. Yeah. Okay. So here's the end of it. Is you guys have to give a rating of the profile.
Okay.
Out of 10, and
Oh yeah, 10 out of 10 for sure.
yeah, and you got but the rating is this. Just the rating is how likely you think this will be to be an effective dating profile as far as getting dates.
Because
that's what it's there
how good
for,
of
right?
a manipulator. You are.
Sure, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
That's okay. Hi, are you ready?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so I have all the interests.
Say hi, I'm Andrew.
They make you put in a bunch of interests, so I put in a bunch
I don't
of
know what
interests.
these look like, so you have to.
I know.
They're
I
just
can't
little,
assume that.
tags, and it's
Okay.
like, music, movies, TV, art.
So all of those.
That
are-
art is
Come.
bad.
Art.
I don't like art.
Very, very
Dude, lots of people
I find
don't.
it confusing.
You start me. You've been on dates, man. You know people don't like art.
Yeah.
Comedy, video games, archery.
Oh.
You should have guessed that
Yeah.
one. Yeah, building things.
Have you ever done archery?
Yeah,
Yeah, I have a boat.
He does. I'm choked at it.
Yeah, I have a really nice bow. It's awesome. But I have a left-handed bow, unfortunately.
Oh, do you talk about? Cool.
Yeah.
I should say boat.
Boat?
The boat.
You want me to put boat?
No,
I can
it's
put boat in there. It's not too late.
It is your dad's boat, though.
Wait, are you?
Well, I don't talk about my dad's boat like it's my boat. I'm not that interested in boats, and I don't work on the
Okay,
boat.
well, first it was my
apparently it's
grandpa's
yours
boat.
as soon as you tell your dad. or
Is
whatever.
you patricide?
Yeah, let's keep her going here.
Building things, programming, podcasts. So there's a check for the podcast. Opposing opinions. Makes sense. Doing nothing to relax.
Okay.
I really haven't updated this recently, as much as recently as I thought. Okay, here's your.
It's a pretty boring profile.
Yeah. So,
I like
Or
March.
well, that's just the interest. There's no like.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Muller. I'm a happy person, and I'm looking to meet friends or someone special, which starts with a good friend.
Is that what you wrote?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, fair
Sounds
enough.
like Jack Twist dating profile.
Likes. Obviously, I have a bunch of.
Is this your
those
bullet
other
list now?
ones.
Is
No,
it
I haven't
bullet
gotten
list?
to the bullet
God
list
damn
here.
it.
I like to relax with work. After work with friends. I have a lot of interests, but I think like anyone, you just want to be able to settle in with someone you like. I enjoy simple things along with exciting things. Here's the bulleted list.
Nice.
Listening, writing, playing music. You can see my music here.
You just
and there's
flow into a
URL.
bulleted list.
Yeah, just flow right in,
Isn't
man.
that the same thing as the interest section?
It's pretty similar. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same.
I'll skip the ones that I had listed above. Good conversations, dancing. Women like it when you like are good at dancing. Watching our bad movies with our friends. Nerd shit. The comedy podcast. It's really boring though, so don't bother checking it out. And then outdoor shit. Snowboarding, wakeboarding, cliff jumping, whatever. And then
Base jumping.
movies and TV. We have The Office listed, so we can put a check right there.
Well done.
So Arrested Development, Parks and Rec, Mad Max, Lord of the Rings, another movie. And then also we live an hour from the city, so I just put in here, I also go to the Vancouver really regularly, so no big deal if you live out there. So that made it easy. So we got the music thing. That's a check. We got a bullet list. That's a check. No sweater photos. There's no sweater photos. I have one with a blazer
Is it
on.
a sweater vest? Damn it.
I have this photo with a blazer.
With the car, your dad's car. That's
No.
kind of yours for some reason.
No, I should definitely.
For no reason.
I should definitely put that in. So no sweater photo. I don't know overcomplicated description of what I do. I don't think I had anything really about family.
It's a short
Did I
profile.
say
That's
anything
probably
about
because he made the profile so long ago and he just never really worked for so long. And it's just like, yeah, of course, it's not mention it.
it? Nothing about family. Nothing in the faith area. Restoring car with dad. Nope. So office, plug for podcast, bullet list, and musician. You guys got 4.
What did you
out of
put for
those.
occupation?
Apparently I'm a Libra. I didn't put that in. It just decided.
Yeah, it does
from
it. Women.
That's such crap.
I hate it. I wish I could put I'm not a fucking pseudoscience believer.
Because
You don't want to put that in your profile.
No, I know. I want women to do me.
All women are
I know it's
inside of-
not all of them.
because I
98%.
I mean, I could put it in my profile because I would like to meet somebody who's not a fucking psycho.
But you don't want to put that.
I know, right? 'Cause
Um,
I'll still do them.
You shrunk
It's-
that
yeah.
down.
it's funny. So I haven't looked at my profile in a long time. So every time I look at someone's profile, I'm like, oh, this dumb idiot is into horoscopes and stuff because it's
So what does
so.
it say for you?
It says entrepreneur for profession.
Oh, that is a bit smug.
Yeah.
Well, you're
Well.
not an entrepreneur.
Yeah,
You work for a
absolutely.
company, don't you?
No, I work for like 10 companies. I'm a
It's not an
freelancer.
entrepreneur. Does that fall
If you
under
freelance,
the
I think
language?
you're
Yeah,
someone else.
Yeah,
you're a slut.
Well,
An
okay.
entrepreneur is like I have my own business that I'm running.
Let's
You have to have an
let's make
employee
this
to do
let's
that?
make this
Let's make this
You
objective.
could be a sole proprietor.
Yeah, let's actually make this objective. On like a top list of buzzwords for replies on
Well,
entrepreneur is like a more likely to reply.
To your credit,
Top
I was
list of
supposed to say as a
buzzwords.
manipulation tactic, it's a wise thing to put that instead of I just sit through Facebook or whatever the fuck you do for before.
That's why I write a little story about how I saved a baby from a burning building.
Yeah, and I have
Baby savers.
I have my religion on here. I wish that you could write crappy Christian. I'm really bad
I'm a
at
crappy
it,
Christian.
So what do you guys think? Out of 10, how's
is it
Mull
to use?
going to do? How's he going to do with the
I already
women?
know how you do.
I mean, it's a pretty boring profile, but there's a lot of
6.5.
How would you make it more interesting?
I don't know, but it's all just like, I like music and art and shoes. Or
Yeah.
The thing is, so the
Online
thing,
dating sucks.
I'll tell you how to deal with a good dating profile here. The thing is, you can't write all this negative crap in it. You
Yeah,
can't be writing all these things that you don't like. You just really need to give somebody a flavor. It's like, okay, yeah, this person likes art and these things, and like, a few.
They don't
like, you
seem like an axe murderer.
Yeah, you don't want to inundate them. Like sometimes you see profiles and it's like, yeah, I like these 82 bands, and it's like,
Yeah, no, that's
man,
actually-
dude, like
Well, that's
just
the
put
problem. Is like now it just seems like that's all you like.
right, yeah, like it's like, yeah, I like these 82 metal bands. It's like, okay, well, if all I thought that Andy was going to be was like a metal guy, it's like, man, like I would be like, I don't know what to talk to you about, but it's like, oh, it turns out people are more interesting than just that. So you got to give them a flavor. So you say a 6.5 as far as my chances of getting replies, assuming I've got nice.
Well,
photos.
you've got that option selected where it's like, would you date somebody who's BBW?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so your
Is that an
pool is
option?
huge.
Yeah,
That's an
yeah,
option.
yeah.
I have it clicked the fuck off.
Yeah, so when I go on the
only.
search engine for them, it's like BBW, a
Smokers.
few extra pounds, and then prefer not to say.
Yeah,
Those
prefer
are
not
the
to
three
say
options
anything
that I have
really big.
selected for what I want to see.
prefer not to say.
Oh, because they're big. They don't want people to know.
Some
that's the nobody athletic is putting prefer not to say.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
Like I'm hot as fuck, but I don't want his help.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, that's a pretty great option. So
That's
you don't have a rating
guarantee.
out of 10 as to how successful you think that'd be in the marketplace.
The marketplace.
Yeah, I don't know.
How am I going to
It's
trick a
pretty-
woman into dating me?
He doesn't know
It's a pretty
anything.
flat thing, other than the entrepreneur thing. I'll give
Rich-
you an extra point for that because that's.
So what is that, 1 point out of 10?
An extra point because I said it's pretty boring. So let's call it like a Brokeback 6 out of 10. I'll give you like a 7 out of 10 just for the entrepreneur thing because it's a sleazy enough thing to put in there. I can see what you're doing. Nice.
So Richard is the only other person here who actually dates.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I
what's
like
your
it.
rating?
I would take the same thing how you stop doing bands and do it with the TV shows. But
Oh, yeah,
my
take out
rating, I would say, 10 out of 10. I already know that you're dating a bunch. So if
Thanks,
the
Richard.
score is
Of
to
guys.
like that you're going to be successful with your profile, sure, 9 out of 10.
Amazing.
Well done.
Actually,
Looks like Mueller is going to win. You gotta be objective and go based on the profile. All right. Well, so send in your dating profiles to men@realmoviesrealmen.com. You can email them to us, and we will help you improve your lives so you can be like Mueller with an amazing dating profile that all the ladies are going to love.
Amazing.
All right. So
right.
I guess our plugs, go to realmoviesrealmen.com. Read the post for this episode,
vote
which is going to be
on
awesome. We have the live stream, so you can, if you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel, it'll let you know when we're streaming live. It's usually every second Saturday.
No, we got Richard hooked already.
1 or 2
No, I love
p.m. PST, give or take. We'll probably iron that.
It's actually
down. We just-
PGT. It's Pacific Daylight Time.
Oh, is that changed now?
It's Daylight Time.
Yeah, so we're doing the live stream's new, so it's something that you can tune in. We got this nice stuff. So let's. Thanks for being on the show, Richard.
Thanks for having me.
Any other plugs? No.
We got join our Facebook groups, follow our Facebook page.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good idea.
Just the group.
Just the
the
group.
page.
Oh, I wanna get in there and be
crap.
active.
Oh, I confused them. Delete. All right. Smell you.
So long, Leonard.
Bye-bye.
I like leaving the live stream on for a few minutes. Just
So we're gonna see so much.
you guys can see the behind the scenes content.
Yeah. Watch
See
this.
people online.
Oh, watch Mulder
John
crack the whip.
O'Flato.
Yeah, you didn't know he was on. I saw that on my tablet.
What is this? A webcam? Look at all John's comments. We'll hook the audio up to the streaming.
Of course, they're all audio related.
Unless you love Echo.
They're all
What is
AV.
this? A webcam from 2004? What kind of live stream is this? If the streamers don't read my critical comments.
Love you, John.
Love you, John.
Screw you, John.
I'm so fucking hungry, man.
Do you not eat lunch?
Yeah, sure. I had breakfast with Rich, but I didn't care. I'll eat out again. I'm like sweating now. Is it hot?
Yeah, it was on
Okay,
from the get-go.
it's not just me reading my own dating profile. All right, let's. Well, that was funny.